Well, hello there.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
What are
Hi.
you doing in my house?
I like. Okay, I'm not
Stealing
gonna.
your cookies.
I want waffle
All your
fries.
cookies.
The same thing we're doing every Tuesday, Rachel. Come
Trying to take over my house.
on. Yes.
Every Tuesday, we enter Rachel's house and attempt to steal from them.
Just got a real like Looney Tunes Tom and Jerry shit situation going on here.
Heck yeah.
Just,
Perfect.
bonking each other against walls, shutting each other in the refrigerator. It's great. It's great.
Hey,
Anyway.
remember last week when I painted that tunnel on the wall and you ran into it? Haha, gotcha.
What a classic hijink.
Ugh.
I don't remember that.
Whew.
Oh,
What are we
goodness.
doing here
What
today,
did-
How's
kids?
everyone doing?
What
What's
did
occurring?
happen last time?
What did indeed?
Yeah, Ben, what the fuck happened
I-
last
That's a
time?
good
I
question.
don't know.
Fuck if I know. You guys weren't paying attention? Come on now.
We all make choices.
We do all make choices. In all seriousness, last time on Mitra Rising, after returning from the afterlife, tensions arose between Azan and Reverie, resulting in a heated argument that turned physical. To attempt to mediate the situation, Alistar, at the suggestion of Korna, wrote letters to both parties. Rev awoke early and skimmed it, but mostly got irritated, and then retreated to her home and sort of holed up in her workshop to process her thoughts and emotions while tinkering with gadgets, as one does. Azad, on the other hand, began toiling through the mysterious book that they had retrieved, seeking answers to the enigma that had been uncovered. As Azad delved deeper into the book, she attuned herself to it, hoping to uncover information that could help her in her quest against Rex. She felt that the book was alive, but its mysteries were still locked away. Alistar, having stayed up all night pondering the connection between Mother, the loss of the Force energy, and the mysterious book, was found at some point to be nodding off by Korna. The following morning, Alistar, Korna, and Billion all consumed an extreme amount of coffee, leading to them all moving at only mildly subsonic speeds. And with Patchwork sort of latching on to that energy, the caffeine-fueled adventuring party irritated all of their housemates, incurring the wrath of a very grumpy and potentially slappy Azad by barging into their bedrooms, and in one particular case, a very intimate moment between two dragons. What else did you guys do? Oh, so they then you decided to sort of up and go sort of in search of Rev herself. You went to her house. You met her adopted family. There, you sort of talked to them about what it was that just happened. Your experience with, I would say, near-death experience, but truly it was a full death experience.
Yes.
Sharing
Full
your
death
feelings.
involved.
Yes. Wholly dead. Though, much to their disappointment, they were sort of gently rebuffed and were not allowed contact with their ally. I would say friend and ally, but who knows? Meanwhile, Azad received the letter, or a letter rather, from a courier directly from her husband/ex-husband Rex. The letter contained a very thinly veiled threat that if she continued her current course of actions, that the magical contract between her and her husband would be enforced, and she would potentially never be able to see her children again. Enraged by the letter, Azad threw it into the hearth before storming out of the building with her belongings, fully intent on leaving and going to seek out her children. Alistar, through a combination of dope monk shit, and then B, I think appealing to Azad's more logical side, managed to persuade her to stay, reminding her that they were her friends and allies, that they would help get her through the difficult time. Azad also did a little bit of rummaging around while wandering the halls of the house very early in the morning, and found that there were reports that had not yet been delivered to them, about her children, and about the mysterious disappearance of a not insignificant number of children from rural areas in the vicinity of the capital of Estabel, the city of Omasarian. The session ended. Well, actually, there's a couple more things. So Patchwork also saw a vision of a lute that they have not seen in many, 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 many years.
A mandolin.
A mandolin. Sorry, mandolin, not
It's
lute.
okay.
Mandolin. I'm
We
gonna.
thought it was a lute for a really long time. It's a mandolin.
We're all like on board. Was that or a lyre? But it turns out we were all wrong. It was a mandolin. The location of it remains unclear, and your vision was sort of snuffed out as you heard like a very deep rumble, and then you sort of came back to yourself. And the session ended with Korna getting a very weak and desperate sounding message, sort of like psychological message, pleading for his assistance. And it was the voice of his patron, his dragon patron. And that is where we wrapped up. That was the end of our session. So, before we delve into the goodies of the evening, I do want to check really quickly. We have had some crafting requests. We're going to do it offline, and then having a sort of a conversation amongst ourselves. We're like, well, maybe given that this is like really the first time that we're making like proper Pathfinder roles and sort of engaging this new crafting system, that it might make sense to sort of do it on stream, let you guys all see, and then chuckle to yourselves while we bumble our way through figuring out what any of the roles actually mean. So, to kick things off, does anyone have any crafting requests that they would like to do this evening? Don't everybody jump at once.
Anybody
Anybody at all? Is there anybody at all who's interested in doing any kind of crafting? Anyone besides Katie, because I know she doesn't have any at all. Yes, Katie and Rev, I know the two of you. Is there anybody else? Actually, I think it's just the two of you, but does anyone else have anything they're crafting or working on?
I don't think so.
All right, cool. All right, so which of the two of you would like to go first?
I can.
Sure. All right. So, what is happening over there?
So, with my craft finder, with my Pathfinder level 3 feat,
Yes.
I get magical crafting.
Cool.
I become an expert. I am an expert in crafting. I can craft magic items, as listed in chapter blah blah. When you select this feat, you gain formulas for 4 common magical items of 2nd level or lower. I have selected 4, which I would like to craft.
Okay. What are these things?
Okay, so I am looking at. I want. Where is it? 2 bracers of armor. Well, 1 bracer of armor. I will maybe make the second one at a later date, but that was going to be for Rev, and now I'm not so sure what's going on there.
Okay.
So 1 bracer of armor, a hand drops of the mighty fists for Owl, and then a wand of heal just to get some additional healing into the party.
Cool.
I think what I might do is I might craft as many of those 3 as I can, and then sort of set out the blueprints for another set of bracers, but not make them yet because I'm salty, but more than that, I don't want to waste like my last formula on essentially like someone who's not gonna come back.
That seems very reasonable. Okay.
So tell me what you need me to roll.
So we are going to I think for the moment, because you guys are currently staying with Giovanni, you're not going to have any issues with like access to tools, that sort of thing. In the future, as you guys are traveling, this might become more of an issue, so that might be something you guys want to keep in mind. But for the moment, tools are not the issue. We're gonna have you make some, I think, like intelligence rolls. You don't have a crafting specific role.
Yes, I do.
You do? Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
So let's do that then.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just want me to do a straight roll with crafting?
Straight roll with crafting.
Okay.
You have like 48 hours, so you've got some time to work on these things. You might not get all of them done. It's going to depend on how well you roll.
First one's an 18.
Okay.
I rolled like dog poop.
Okay.
Second one's a 19 because I rolled like dog poop. We're taking another dice.
I do have some questions.
The third one is much better.
Okay, so what is the first thing that you were working on?
The fist straps for. I was gonna do mine last because I was like, that's, take care of others before taking care of yourself.
The second thing that you were working on was
wand of heal.
Okay. What did it say?
Third thing is my bracers.
And what did you roll for that one?
26.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the fist wraps and the wand of healing are going to take some more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that I'm gonna lock myself in the room until all three of these are complete, and I'm gonna lay everything out for the bracers as well. But I'm not gonna start on those. I don't think I would even come down for like food. Like if someone brings me food, that's great. They can bring me food, but I'm not diverting my attention from what I am doing.
Okay, so you're gonna lock yourself in the room for like 48 hours and just work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I feel like if I'm gonna be all in, I've got to be all in, and if I'm staying, that means that I'm committed.
Okay. Cool. Save. Dedicating 48 hours. Yeah. Ideally, somebody comes and checks on you, but we'll find out.
If
Someone please bring me food.
If I hear Azad making noises like that, I'm afraid for my own life.
Yeah, you just hear click, 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 click.
And I just like hear like are you like clanging things, or like how are you crafting?
Oh, absolutely. This is I mean, considering this is a level 3 skill, this is definitely something that I've been like working on over the last year or so, and I'm not, it's new. I'm learning. I'm figuring out how things go together, and you can probably hear like little like puffs of like explosions, and just like, oh shit, that's not what I. Nope. Oh, well, hopefully Giovanni doesn't need that forever because he doesn't have it anymore.
Oh,
Just like little things like that.
Okay, got it.
Cool. So you realize as you're getting into this, you probably have like 2.5, maybe even 3 solid days of work. So just so you're aware of that. That's totally fine. All right, Rev, talk to me, Goose. What are you trying to craft?
So as mentioned last week, Rev is also locked in her workshop for a while. She spends a fair amount of time just building and taking apart and building and taking apart and building and taking apart. And occasionally getting frustrated at things not working and throwing things and crying that they're not working because she's so frustrated and writing a very tight emotional line right now. And then she like picks herself up after like 30 minutes of crying and goes back to work. Literally just on repeat for like 2 days straight. Right? This is definitely not based on my senior thesis.
That'd be ridiculous.
But at the end of it, she would like to have built her, and this is where I would like to ideally use the fact that her class as inventor, and this is what she does a little bit.
Yep.
Because I suspect some of what I'm doing would technically take what I'm about to build over the level that it is set at.
Okay.
So she would like to, at the end of this, have an alchemical crossbow.
Okay.
That is her inventor weapon. And so it gets some bonus things. She would like to end up with an alchemical crossbow that has that part of the rapier from Sorna worked into it. That also has the modification segmented frame to it so that it can be folded up and stowed and concealed.
Wonderful.
I will let you decide what you will allow of that to work after 2 days and what does not work after 2 days and may take tinkering over time.
Let's get day one's roll. How's that?
Sounds
Let's
good.
Let's get your crafting roll, and we'll go based on how well or how poorly you roll.
Sounds good. There's space in my dice tray. All right. So she is an expert at crafting.
Same girl.
She does. That is a natural 20 for a 31. Wedding dice, baby!
Yeah, day one. It's a 31. Cool. Just roll day 2 for me, why don't you?
Okay.
Just for the hell of it.
Did you need me to roll the other days?
That is less good. It's only a 9, so it's a 20 total.
Only a 20. Okay, 20 total. In this case, Katie, you're working on multiple things, which is why I wanted to roll per each, whereas Rev is working on like a specific item, but like a couple of different features over the course of the couple days. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Wow. All right. So day 2 is 8. Okay. So you got some bonuses. I mean, you've like well and truly beaten the DC that was necessary both days. Actually, both of you beat the DCs that were necessary to successfully do these things when you needed to. So, wow, yeah. Turns out that low-level crafting DCs aren't that high.
If Rev ends up with extra time, she would, in addition to wanting to end up with bolts for this crossbow, she would like to create arrows, and I think this is something she would spend a lot of time as an inventor on, even as we go forward, not just building the arrows that the crossbow bolts that say Pathfinder tell us about, but Rev is probably going to try and invent some new shit as time goes on.
Heck yeah.
So she would probably like to attempt to build some explodey things with what she's got in her workshop, which probably stresses Birgit and Rosie out as they hear like minor explosions up in the workshop. But so she ends up with no, not super unusual, but this sounds more like explodey than normal.
Yeah.
But she would probably want to end up with like a couple of things that are like, I don't think she has actual poison around, but like things you don't want in your system, things that she could put poison into when she gets some, and some explodey ones, I think would be her first 2 orders of business.
Okay, cool. Here's how we'll do that. Because you got a natural 20 on your first day, I think it's easy enough for you like to have gotten through with things by the end of that day. You know, and then like maybe the beginning of day 2 is spent sort of like confirming that everything works and is reliable, not gonna break, you know, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, is the rapier handle becoming part of the crossbow?
It's part of the
one
stock
that your mom gave you?
Mhm.
Oh, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it will end up with, what did we say it was, a +1 because
Yes.
of that?
Yeah.
Piece?
Cool. So I'm gonna have you roll one more time per each type of bolt that you want. So if you want explodey bolts and poison bolts, I'll have you roll your crafting check for each of those.
Yeah, I think those are the 2 she wants first, because those feel like the 2 that are easiest for her to make with what she has in the workshop.
Cool. Okay, so
and like as a newbie baby adventurer, she's like, yeah, those things are useful, right?
Yeah.
Boom.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna say. You have a minimum DC of 15 to succeed on making them. For every 2 above that, you'll make an additional 1, or maybe every
Okay.
3. Every 3, you can make an additional bolt.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll for. Do you want poison first or explodey first?
Let's do explodey first.
All right, cool.
Okay. Well, that is a 15, and I have a plus 11.
Good lord.
So 26.
26.
So 11 divided by whatever you said.
By 11 by 3, so you get 3 done, and you've got a 4th one that you're like, I think it'll work. So go ahead and mark down 3 reliable and 1 questionable.
All right.
Cool.
3 reliable and 1 maybe explodey.
Yes, one
Okay,
maybe.
And
Yeah.
then let's make some potential poisony things.
Yeah.
Those feel like she's more like, I'll just dip some shit, but I want it to have grooves to like keep it.
Yeah.
That is a 6 plus 11 for 17, so not
For
great.
17. Not
She
as
doesn't
good.
really care as much, I guess, about them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in terms of like who Rev is, it makes sense that like the boom is the one that you're more focused on, and the one where you're like, it'll hurt somebody over a long period
Hyper
of time.
focused on the explodey.
Yeah, totally reasonable. I empathize. So yeah, you see, you got one solid one of the poison, and then you're like, kind of ran out of steam. Day 2.
Yeah.
Cool.
That feels right. She had to sleep at some point.
It happens. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else? Any shopping that you guys want to take care of? We are not going to roleplay shopping, but if there's anything you guys are trying to get, let me know. Cool.
I mean, not unless we can get something really OP that is going to just help us win. Smile.
Yeah, you could buy just a crazy powerful hitman to go kill Rex, and then you don't even have to worry about it anymore.
Thoughts?
That'll be 250,000 gold.
Can we
have
do
your
credit?
No.
Can we
Unfortunately, you cannot.
do a payment plan?
Can I gamble?
Can you gamble? Not that much. And no payment plans. They require at least 75% down because Rex is like a well-known figure. So
What about
It's an
another
option.
mortgage on the house?
What about my soul? What if I sell my soul?
We live there now. So.
What if I
so-
sell my kids?
oh boy. Well,
Oh,
so
no.
let's
It is
see.
a
Level
Wait,
3.
You mean your
Level
bio
three.
kids or us kids? Because
Um,
I could imagine Azad selling
All
us
of the
kids.
above, I think.
Damn.
I'll tell you right now, level 3 adventurer souls, not worth a whole lot.
But we're level 3.
Yeah.
That means
Yeah,
we're
it's
like
like-
3 times as valuable as a regular one.
Yes, that's true.
Well, regular ones are,
Not worth that much.
priceless.
When it comes to killing somebody important, they are well priced. There's
Okay, so
No.
no one's shopping. Is
No one's
what I'm
shopping.
hearing.
Yeah.
Well, we aren't shopping for hitmen anyways.
But okay, so you guys have this sort of like couple days of downtime where you kind of, like Azad's sort of doing her thing, Rev is doing her thing, although you guys are not really in contact with her. Actually, at any
Azad
point,
is acting like a teenage boy when a new video game comes out.
yeah,
I would.
only teenage boys do that. Nobody else.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
teenage women have hygiene. Thank you.
Well, I'm non-binary, so I have it both ways. I love baths. I would say Patchwork is probably like monitoring as time goes by while Azad is in place, and is probably asking, yeah, I'm gonna RP it. I should RP it. Why shouldn't I? Pardon us, fancy chef.
Yes.
It is approximately another mealtime for the mistress, Azad. Would you please create something to sustain her?
Of course. Do you want something high in protein, or maybe a little bit more on the carbohydrate side? Could always include some legumes with balance between the two.
not consume food, so
I-
we do not know.
I
what-
realize now I'm not asking the right person. Yep, that makes sense.
Mistress is hard at work crafting things, so whatever would give her strength to continue, and preferably improve her status in the emotional realm.
I think after the other morning, there is a moment of recognition, and like a large carafe of coffee gets made, and I think like mostly comfort food. There's like like chicken and waffles, and there's some French toast, and there's like a nice like honey ricotta, like whipped honey ricotta to put on top. There,
How
like
do I get Fancy Chef to come to my house?
you have to be really, really nice to your husband, and then you get Fancy Chef.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of like, trial and error, figures out what she likes, and then sends food up with you.
Patrick would like to go to the door and do this. Are you ready? Are you ready, Katie?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready,
cool,
Rachel.
cool. Patrick knocks at the door.
Mistress, it is mealtime again.
An incredibly disgruntled looking Azad just like whips open the door. My hair is completely like bunched up, knotted. Looks like I haven't brushed it and probably since the last time I slept, if I slept. There's definitely like a little bit of food in the hair, just like a touch, got stuck there. Haven't looked in a mirror in a while.
Oh, nasty.
Listen, I said holds up for 48 hours. Same clothes that she was wearing the last time that you saw her, and they're not looking so great. Honestly, like, I wouldn't say she smells terrible, but she doesn't smell amazing. She's like, Patrick, what?
Mistress, it is time to take a moment and eat, so you do not starve.
Already? Didn't we just do this?
Hours ago, yes.
Oh, well, thank you, Patchwork. And she's just gonna take the tray and probably just start stuffing whatever is closest into her mouth and shut the door on Patchwork.
Totally healthy. Nothing wrong there.
Yeah, no, I'm doing great. Everything's
Totally
fine.
fine.
Good luck, mistress.
No
Patrick
response.
yells from outside the door.
And that's it.
Cool.
Back to crafting.
Hell yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, there's also probably definitely like an ash stain across her nose from some sort of explosion that happened.
Like arcane explosion.
Oh yeah. There
Cool.
is a bathroom in the room that she has, right? Like I can take a shower after this is all done, or do I have to come out and see everybody looking like this?
We never determined that.
I kind of assumed that it was like a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom situation.
You know what?
And now
I'm gonna
sure.
roll. I'm gonna roll for this right now.
Roll for bathroom.
Roll D100. Above 50, yes. Below 50, everyone gets to see you looking super disheveled and smelling terrible. It's a 25, so.
Fuck!
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna happen at some point. Cool. So, a couple of days pass. Notably, Giovanni has been absent this entire time. No further letters or anything from Rex. Do any of you reach out to Rev via your stones? Well, okay, we know Azad's not. She's busy. But you guys are all sort of like respecting the space and keeping to yourselves?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hours.
I'm probably trying to solve whatever mysteries I can around the house, but we don't have to spend time on that.
Okay.
Did anyone? I forget who else it
Rachel
was.
disagrees.
I think it may have been Bill, Alex, potentially Patchwork. Alex. Bill is Alex.
Yes.
I'm fine. Al, Bill, potentially Patchwork, maybe Corona, who also found out about the missing children. I don't remember who it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that before I locked myself in my room, I would have shared with them the information that I got as well from that pile of papers.
Cool.
Potentially stoned them the photograph that I don't know what the terminology is here. But I snapped a
Skipped. We'll call it skipped. You skipped it.
I'm gonna skip them the picture so that they can, if they want to dig into that anymore while I'm working, can do that.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys have this information, right? You know that there are kids that are gone missing. You know that it's sort of all rural and within, a few hours ride of the capital city. I guess Giovanni's gone, but at some point, if you guys are sort of like talking about it or trying to figure out what it is that you want to do, there is likely more information. Alistar, you've wandered the halls before, so you've probably at some point like gone past the study. I don't know if you guys want to like use some of this downtime to go see if there's any other information, or if you want to like chat with Jeffrey to see if he has more info. You guys have some time to play with. Otherwise,
Oh, sorry.
oh, okay.
Trying to click the mute button. It was not playing well. Does Azad keep this book that we got from the underworld?
Yes.
If Al at one point will walk up and knock on the door. Lady Azad, I beg your pardon.
Door doesn't open, but you just hear, "What?"
I wish to further inspect the book that I carries. Maybe bring it to the dragons, if that would be so kind.
You take it, or are you going to bring it back?
If that is what thou wishes.
Fine. And the door just opens the tiniest little crack, and the book slides out, and then it slams shut.
A very unsavory smell wafts out as
I said it wasn't that bad. Just, a little pungent.
roll for unsavory.
It's a
Roll for
funk.
unsavory.
But with those like Alistar senses, is it like super duper like
Oh,
that's
detectable
true.
Right?
So
by those
overwhelming.
Yeah.
olfactories?
Yeah.
Especially like.
Tis ripe like a rotten apple.
I heard that.
Beg thy pardon. Run away with the book.
Amazing. Cool. Are you looking for any of them in particular? Or are you just looking for kind of whoever you get to first? What's the deal?
Whomever I would get to first. They're both ancient or old dragon creatures, so they would know what this book is or have some info, hopefully.
Yeah. Easily enough. Jeffrey seems to be over the past few days maybe preoccupying himself with cleaning a little bit more than normal to sort of like avoid all of you after recent events and interruptions. But
You got laid.
but you're sneaky enough. You're able to corner him at some point when he's not paying attention and get a hold of him.
Sir Geoffrey, does thou have a moment?
Yes. How can I be of service, Master Alistar?
This book that we found upon our death and revival. I was hoping that thou might have some information or clue and see how this could be connected to that wretched hag mother.
Well, allow me to examine this. And he takes it, and you watch as his eyes flash significantly, towards the dragon end of the spectrum, and he sort of sits with it for a moment. And you watch as his face sort of clouds over with concern or maybe bewilderment. And after a couple minutes, he looks back at you and he says, Master Alistair, I have never before seen something of this nature. I've heard stories, but never before beheld it. There is not a conscience exactly, but a sentience within this book that understands the intent of the wielder. I believe that the more potent the magical abilities of the wielder are, the more they can bend it to their intentions. Which you mentioned that this was being used by Mother, as you call her.
That is what I think. Not quite sure. Is there any danger to any one of us who may use this?
No, it does not seem inherently malicious. If anything, I think maybe more benign, but sort of a neutrality. I think is maybe the best way to describe it. Not evil, not necessarily good. It just is.
Does thou know of the way if perhaps we can use this to track down its previous user?
He thinks for a minute. And unfortunate. Yeah, it's a natural 2. In my experience, it would take a creative application of magic that I could figure out over some time, but not directly. There is no means by which you could, for example, ask the sentience of the book to divulge the location from to where it was sort of, I guess, giving its magic.
You said that would require a powerful magic user, yes.
Extremely, yes. More so than I think you could find without risking them taking the book for themselves. It appears to me that the more powerful you, the magic wielder, are, the more potential power there is to be tapped from the book itself.
All right. So
Good news is you have it now, so that's pretty cool.
This reeks of something that I don't like to be near. Not again. Thank you.
Of course. I've heard. You have to forgive my eaves peeping, but I've heard some conversations around the Omissarian and the children that have gone missing there. Are you aware of what our informer was also able to procure in regards to Omissarian?
I don't think I am. Can you pray tell me?
Yes, of course. One of the following communiques we received indicated that there is a manufacturing center there that is owned by Mistress Azard's husband, which makes nothing inherently valuable. bags, basic tools, nothing of interest. However, Rex has been frequently seen visiting the location. Recent weeks, much more than previous. But even prior to this sudden uptick in activity, still visiting the location at a rate that is unusual for somewhere that makes such unimportant and mundane items. So, do with that information what you will. I know that there are many things sort of tugging at you all in different directions.
Is there any chance that all of these things are connected in some way?
Probably not. It's probably just coincidence. Yeah.
All right.
No, I think there is a high likelihood that it is connected to one another.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Of course.
And I kind of give him a bow and head back. And I won't bother Azad, but I'll keep the book tucked away somewhere safe inside of my room until she may ask for it again.
Cool. All right. Anything else anyone wants to talk about or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I want to see if I can ask someone if they can tell me anything more about these little potions that my family is living in.
Ooh.
These little pockets of nature. So
Cool.
I'll just search for anyone that seems like they're smart around.
Okay. Interesting.
Just walking around town being like, hey,
You know what this is?
Well, no,
Yeah?
in the house, I'll start maybe like a Jeffrey or something, if possible. But you
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
I'm a good judge of character too.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean you're also, I mean you're not as sneaky as Alistar, but you are good at sort of like tracking people down. It's a pretty limited space. Would you prefer to talk to Jeffrey or Vincent? I'll give you free access to either one.
Vincent, I mean.
Ooh.
Okay.
Vincent.
All right. Yeah, I think one morning you find him sitting at the table, eating breakfast and like probably like reading one of the local papers. Sort of like looks up and, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Vincent. I was wondering if I could ask you maybe a couple questions about something.
Of course. As long as it doesn't have anything to do with Jeffrey, he gets very sensitive.
Oh no, you're welcome to your proclivities, but this is about something else.
Okay.
Pull out the little vial.
Oh.
Can you tell me anything about this, or where I can find out some more about what this little potion might be?
Well, I do remember seeing them while I was in captivity. May I?
Sure. Be careful though.
Extremely. I remember seeing some of the after effects. And he sort of unscrews the jar and just like sniffs it gently. Closes it back up. And then similarly to Jeffrey, you see his eyes sort of flash. It's a very different aesthetic. There's sort of like this dark purple and like sort of like waves around a very deep violet and then black eye. And he, holding it, sort of like places it on the table extremely gently. Well, I have, I guess, good news and bad news. Good news is, it doesn't appear to be an entire life contained in here, so your family is still alive.
Good. That is good news. Yes, thank you.
Yes, you're very well. Well, so bad news, they are dying.
Yes.
Yes.
Well.
Yes. I have, to be completely honest with you, I have never seen this kind of process before. It appears that their life is being drained and somehow condensed into this liquid. Oh, do you have a question?
Well, I was just gonna. Do you have any idea what kind of person or process could do this?
In terms of kind of person, someone who is incredibly either powerful magically or with the funds to maybe artificially construct something that could almost remove the life force in a mechanical fashion. I speculated. This is, of course, purely speculative. Alternatively, somebody who has the funds to pay somebody who is incredibly magically powerful to do it for them.
So
To tell you
you're
it's not a
saying
good person.
you're saying it could be magic, or it could be some sort of machine.
Or money. Magic, money, or machine.
All right. Okay.
I think more likely it is a combination of magic and machine.
Well, I know basically nothing about either of those things. Where can I find more information about that?
Did you collect all of the information from... What's the name of the person that is sort of in charge of keeping me captive? I don't remember. Was it? Did you?
Oh, that man.
Yeah. Did you all manage to go by his tent maybe and see if there was any additional documentation?
We never did. We got distracted by, dying and coming back to life.
Very reasonably, yes. I mean, the circus has, of course, moved on. I do believe that I recall Jeff and Giovanni speaking about anything from there being impounded and then housed with the city guard. Might be some place to look. Alternatively, if the documentation that we do have and what we've seen from the just mild application of this liquid onto various things means what I think it means, I do imagine that there is a very good chance that it is being used to infuse super soldiers or, I guess maybe sort of experimental soldiers.
Experimental super soldiers? With my family's life essence inside them?
Pretty much, yes.
I don't like that.
I also don't like that. I think that everyone's essence should remain with them until such time as they see fit to give it up. Voluntarily, of course.
All right. Maybe we can take a look with the city guard. I'll see what everybody says. Thank you for your help.
Of course. I do hope that you are able to resolve this and your family is all right.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Well, if you have any other questions, please feel free to just come find me. I'll be here, most likely.
Absolutely, I will. And he sort of just sneaks away down the hall.
Cool.
He doesn't want to talk to anybody else.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So a couple days go by. You guys, have the conversations you want to have. You work on the things you want to work on. Giovanni is still missing. And I think at this point you all know that there is a certain... Or not missing. Has not returned. Sorry. Poor choice of words. I don't want to cause you any additional alarm. I think there's a certain amount of an understanding that there is a sense of urgency here to either one of these things, right? Like Billion's family is being drained of their life essence. There are children going missing.
My patron asked me to go help him too, just throwing that out there, and He's probably in the same woods as Billion's family, so I mean, 2 stones, 1 bird or something?
At what point am I able to rejoin the group? Because when I finish,
After you
Mid-morning of the-
shower.
Yeah.
well, that is my plan. Yes, is to shower, to drop everyone's, dropping us Al's wrist straps off for him, and then to kind of reconvene with everybody.
Cool. Yeah, I'd say like mid-morning on day 3, you sort of like wrap up the work that you've needed to wrap up. Significantly worse for wear. You all can smell her, even after she's left. By like you hit that 50-hour mark. Almost everybody. Patchwork, you are blessedly free of nostrils. Congratulations.
Probably why Patrick was delineated to deliver food.
That does track. Yeah, so about that point in time, you are able to rejoin the party. The 5 of you.
I kind of like bustle in. Honestly, probably just in a robe and like very wet hair, carrying like the armful of items, and I'm like, okay, Al, these are for you. Who does anyone want the wand of healing? I can keep it. I can give it to one of you. Whoever wants it, I'm very happy either way. Whatever makes them kind of like in like a mania state of having not slept. I'm going to put the wrist straps on myself and kind of like be dangling the wand around, being like, who wants it? Does anyone want it? Does anyone want to hold on to it? I can hold on to it if that's easier. Going once, going twice. Okay, I'm holding the wand. Great. What is the plan? It has been 2 days of just absolutely going like guns blazing for the team. And I know that you guys have come up with something really fantastic. So I'm all ears. What's going on?
Well,
Rev left because of I think you.
I'm waiting for the plan.
Lady Azad, I have spoken to Sir. Sorry, what is the dragon's name again?
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey, thank you.
Yes.
Sir Jeffrey. And he told me about your ex-betrothed arriving at a certain factory.
The one that I gave you the plans for, yeah.
So, I was thinking perhaps we can investigate to see what he is up to.
That's the... Okay.
Where is this factory again?
Are you asking the group or are you asking me, the DM?
Either.
Either? Okay.
Does group know? Does Ben know? Who knows?
I definitely know. I mean, there are at least a couple of you who have accessed at some point or another a world map, sort of like a map of the at the very least the continent. Omissarian is sort of northeast. If you were to go along the coast, it is probably a couple weeks journey. Up sort of in like the southern region of Estabel, not terribly far, interestingly, from the capital of the Kingdom of Kar, which is, as you guys know, the home of Azad's ex.
Okay, right. Well, so oh God, my brain is so not working. It's been a really long couple days. I have nothing. All right, so we need to get to the factory and we need to get inside the factory. Do any of you have anything you can do to help with that?
I can look for things that are amiss or maybe a secret passageway.
Awesome.
I can sneak in.
Okay.
And take a look.
As can I.
Does anyone... Oh, gosh. Can we... Oh, boy. Oh, man. Okay, do we have any way to maybe make ourselves look like factory workers so we can go in and be there in a less potentially dangerous way. No?
Well, hold on. I know that in D&D I could do this, and I'm trying to remember whether I built that into Pathfinder.
No.
Yes, Hat of Disguise. I have a Hat of Disguise.
Oh, right. So maybe, okay, hold on. Maybe one of us wears the hat, goes in looking like a floor manager, kind of gets the lay of the land, comes back, and then we can use that to sneak in at night and see what's going on. Does anyone know if Reverie is coming back, or is Reverie just gone forever? Because that would really be good to know at this point while we're making plans. Oh my God.
I think she said that you need to talk to her.
That whatever is that society check, insight check? I don't believe that for a fucking second. Society probably.
Yep. Versus a deception check.
I got a 24.
Okay.
And what am I'm rolling deception, you said?
Yes.
Where are we? Okay. That is a 16.
16.
I know
I mean,
he's
you-
bullshitting.
But I am extra cute.
He is extra cute. I think at this point, because I know that time is of the essence, and apparently no one has done anything while I've been just slaving my ass away, I'm gonna pull out my sending stone and I'm gonna send a pebble to
Yeah.
Rev and say, "You coming or nah?"
Rev, late morning on day 3, you get a pebble from Azad. Says, you coming or nah?
Rev fully ignores that.
Great.
'Cause- Wow.
Well,
Well, that hang on. We are sending stones, shells. I think they're
Yeah.
shells now. Do we
the
get
new
like,
model is a
do
shell.
we get reaction?
It's like a clamshell, right? We send pearls to each other.
Right. Can I do like tap back reaction?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. I think. Do I have WhatsApp style reactions or? What is,
Sure.
what's my limitation here?
Let's go. WhatsApp allows you a lot more options, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, you get the full emoji range.
Fuck it.
Amazing. I think she's going to send back. Which emoji do I want to send back? She's just gonna send back the one, my personal favorite, that is just the like crying laughter one, just like LOL, bitch, what?
Azad's gonna text back, "Don't know what that means. You coming or nah?"
Mom doesn't know how to emoji at all.
It's just a bunch of squares.
Yeah, I just came through as like a square with a question.
You've not upgraded. You're
No,
updated.
I'm not
right?
upgraded.
Yeah, you're on a shell. Azad is on a
shell?
shell that it's a flip shell.
Yeah. Mistress, we believe you should update to the latest OS.
Patchwork, I don't see any reason to update. This has been doing exactly what I needed to do for a very long time, okay?
Yeah, but maps.
The maps lesson.
Someone be set for that.
I still print it out from the big shell in the corner and use.
You're still using map quest.
I was gonna try to find the name for map.
You can like ask Jeeves at map quest.
Update quest is what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I say I don't understand what that means.
Quest
You
maps.
coming or nah?
She's just, her response is just going to be seriously with a question mark.
Can someone else? I don't. What does this mean? I'm gonna pass the phone around to everyone else and be like, Does anyone know how to interpret this?
No.
Seriously? I mean, yes, I am
do you-
serious.
Do you want me to take a look?
Sure, you're young, right? You know how this stuff works.
I am 9.
You are 9. Is this true?
A whole adult.
A whole 9-year-old
Whole
adult.
adult.
but a savvy one. So there's that.
Is she coming? What does this mean?
GM, do I suss anything out of there?
I
Is there
think,
anything like
I
that
don't think you need to make any rolls. I think you're like, yeah, clearly this is fucking rubbing her the wrong way. No
I
roll
don't-
necessary. You're young. You're hip to the jiggy.
You've met me. You're just like, oh, she's pissed.
I think this is Rev's way of saying, "Go fuck yourself."
Does someone else want to text her then? Because we can't pebble pebble text. Because we can't make a plan without knowing the numbers. And if we don't know the numbers, it's gonna the variables.
Lady Azad, please, perhaps we should all venture to young Reverie's abode and then speak personally, though on these strange contraptions.
That
I
feels
told
like a
you
lot of
you
time,
needed to talk
but-
to Rev. It's really close, actually.
Okay.
We
can
went
go
there.
to Rev's and we can plan at Rev's.
Yes.
But I'm packing things first because you don't know what we're going to need. We don't know if we're going to leave directly. So just give me 10 to 45 minutes and I will be ready to go with a couple go bags and everything will be fine. Does that sound good?
Right.
Okay.
I whisper over to Corna, has she taketh any of the morning brown potion?
So much. She's living on morning brown potion at this level.
Only thing she's ingested. For 2
I,
days.
I think she is the coffee.
Oh, the level
I'm
never
like
thought reached.
50-50 blood to coffee ratio at the moment. A solid like hour and a half later, Azad comes back downstairs with like a couple of solid packs, like truly like rations. She's gonna pack that last crafting formula. She'll probably go into Al's room and grab the book without asking him about if she can take it back. Clothes, probably more clothes than are necessary. Rope, tools, just the full to-go thermos of coffee. Maybe some bedroll, just everything that you would possibly need, and probably more than that. And I think there's probably 3 or 4 of those sacks, so she's just going to start handing them out to other people to carry as well. Okay, let's go.
Alistair will grab all the packs since I am much at the extra strength being a large creature, and just kind of grab them all from everyone and kind of just lug them himself as he makes his way.
Everyone's pack is equipped with deodorant because after the last 48 hours, she's really feeling like good hygiene is important for all of us.
Projecting
in this
much?
endeavor. Just if she could let herself get to that place, she doesn't know what anyone else could potentially become. So, yeah. Maybe some
Reasonable.
shampoo, potentially some perfume, a razor or 2.
Yes.
Definitely
for,
sunscreen. Definitely sunscreen.
for the group that definitely shaves. Many people shaving here.
A bit
I
of
get a
bug
5
spray.
o'clock shadow almost every other day.
God.
We only cast a shadow around 5 o'clock.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, definitely a little flask of oil for patchwork.
Cool.
Oh, 100% Alistair has a
Oil thing
full
is so weird.
barber's gear. For 100%, Alistair has a full, but he keeps his fur just very well kept. So he,
Oh yeah,
he
no,
will be-
Azad definitely did not adhere to any boundaries and has gone into everyone's room and like packed the things that seem important to them, because that's what you need to do when you're preparing for a trip.
One of the
and-
bags is wriggling, and you just Billy, and you just hear. I do declare, someone better get me out of this bag immediately.
Oh, I think Neener wants out of there.
Well, I didn't know how he travels.
Oh,
Yeah, you might want to pay more attention next time. Thanks, Azad.
I didn't want to leave him. I figured
Packed on top of your cat.
yeah.
What an undignified manner to travel. And he looks up at you. You can, without being able to speak Badger, Azad, you can tell that this is the most indignant look that a Badger has given probably anyone ever.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're going now. Azad is at that point of when you haven't slept for a couple days and like the whole world kind of looks like you're on acid. There's like that little kind of wave and the colors are a bit brighter. And you're not sure if there's like a very low magnitude earthquake or if your feet are just unsteady on the ground. I'm happy to take a level of exhaustion, whatever that looks like in Pathfinder terms. I don't actually know what that looks like, but I think that's about where I'm at.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Just a light acid trip,
Or something like that.
just a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, I'm prepared to go see Rev.
Cool. Yeah, so let's see. You're fatigued, we'll say.
Okay.
So Katie, just so you know, that means
Yeah.
you have a -1 status penalty to AC and to saving throws.
Okay.
So just so you're aware.
God, I hope we get a little bit of a rest before we head out, but that's okay.
There's also like exploration activities you are not able to do. Just a
Okay,
heads up.
that's
Yep.
fine. We're just going to, unless we're exploring Bergen's house, I think I'll be good.
That sounds about right. Cool. Yeah. So you guys, are you guys walking? Are you like, what's your?
How did they get there last time? Because I wasn't there before.
They walked last time, but they didn't have a bunch of giant ass bags. So
I can call a cab on my
I
flip
don't
chair.
mind walking.
Okay, yeah, no, I also don't mind walking. I mean, a great space to walk. Exercise is good for you when you've been inside for 48 hours. I think, yes, walking sounds great.
And with that, you all set off. You guys, I mean, you know the fastest way to get there. As you all pass through by the docks, I would love, Azad, if you could make a perception check.
Yeah, I know what that stat is. Hold on a second.
Mhm.
Perception. Oh, okay. Well, 18.
18? Okay. Even your like exhausted state, as you guys are sort of making your way past the wharf, you clock that the ship that is sort of airborne, the airship that is moored here but is not in the water, and you immediately recognize Rex's family crest on the ship.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay, that's bad. Do I know this boat? Would I know this boat from my time
With an
being
18?
married?
Not sure. There's a number of like the fancier ones that look very similar. Hard to say if this is like one that you've been on or one that you've seen in passing.
I think what I'm trying to discern from this is Rex's family crest could mean a number of things. It could mean it's a ship associated with his work, or it could mean it's like a ship associated with him.
I will say that on an 18, with your knowledge of these guys, this is not one that's just like associated with the family business. This is a private vessel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna say this very quietly as we're walking. First, I'm gonna like pull my hair down on either side so that my face is kind of obscured with a wall.
Looking like the girl from The Grudge.
Yeah, literally just like straight up ring shit, just with Grudge. Is that what it is?
Mhm.
Yeah, just straight up. So I don't want to alarm anyone. That boat does belong to Rex, and there's an 80% chance he came in with it. Just that doesn't mean anything, but want everyone to know that's something that's happening, because right now I have about 1 brain cell left, and it does not have the capacity for that. So someone else take it and do what you will with it. How's
That one brain cell is working.
that one
so
brain
hard
cell is
right
working
now.
so fucking hard.
Poor little guy.
Poor little guy is really
Ideal
burning.
specimen billion. You have a hat of disguising. Should the mistress wear this hat to avoid detection of nasty man Rex?
I think avoiding detection of Nasty Man Rex is a high priority. Let me see what I can find. Start digging through my little bag. This doesn't have like frequency once per day. We're not gonna have to use this again today, will we? What about if we end up going to the guards to see if there's more evidence?
I really hope we don't go to the guards today. Listen, I'm fine. Everything is fine. However, I could be better. You know, I'm at a good level, but I could be at a great. Is that making sense? Is that anything I'm saying making sense? You know what I mean, right? This yes.
So in regards to the hat, what do you think we should do?
I could just take the hat and put it on my head.
All right then. Okay.
What do I have to do? Do I have to think?
You just
to
take
think
a
real
1
hard?
minute. You take 1 minute and cast a level 1 illusory disguise.
I think you have to do that, right? Or do I do that? Who does that?
Whoever's wearing it.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna. Oh God, I'm so tired. I'm gonna make myself. Are there any parameters to what I can look like?
Probably. I don't know. I don't have that spell
Probably.
pulled up right here. I think it's like you can be like a foot taller, a foot shorter, just to look like a normal person.
Yeah, I think.
Let's see.
Yeah, another
spell
creature, the
doesn't-
same body shit.
Yeah, so it doesn't change your voice, scent, or mannerisms. You showered recently, so that's helpful. You change
Good,
the
yeah.
appearance of your clothing and worn items, such as making your armor look like a dress. Held items are unaffected, and any worn item you remove returns to its true appearance. Causes you to appear as another creature of the same body shape and with roughly similar height within 6 inches and weight within 50 pounds as yourself.
I'm so tired. I'm just gonna look around. Do I see a woman in the vicinity that has roughly the same build as me?
Yeah, probably.
I look like her now.
Cool. She doesn't notice.
Excellent. Okay.
Oh, mistress, you could have looked like the ideal specimen.
Well, you know what? Patchwork, I look like this now. So let's keep walking, shall we?
Maybe next time.
Just gonna make a couple rolls here.
Make rolls. I don't like when you make rolls.
Cool. You guys continue on your way. No current consequences.
Okay.
Or potentially any consequences. You don't know. Chunk of time later, you arrive. Everyone aside from Azad has been here before. You recognize the house. See, mid-morning on day 3. Probably don't hear any explosions, which is good. But you guys arrive. Is anyone knocking on the door? You guys gonna what is your intended course of action to try and make contact with Reverie?
The door is currently swaying a little bit in this direction and then a little bit in that direction. So I think I'm a bit nervous to knock on it because I'm not exactly sure where the actual door is.
Yeah, the door is completely stationary. You guys do
yeah.
notice that Azad is actively unsteady.
Alza immediately just monk steps up there and just grabs and steadies her.
The
Lady
door.
Azad, all right.
That's a solid door. That's fun. That's real fun. I like that. Solid doors are nice.
Let me handle this, Lady. And Alza will go to knock on the door.
Cool.
He has manners.
Wonderful. A moment or two later, Bergen comes and answers the door. Welcome back. Great to see you all. How are you? What's wrong with her?
I think she had too much coffee.
Too much
Like-
coffee or not enough sleep.
Yeah, it's
Both?
probably many things.
There's
Greetings,
three of
husband
you.
Bergen. We have learned that you are what you eat is literal, as Azad has turned into coffee.
Oh, that is deeply concerning. And no one's fed her anything other than that. You know, it's incredibly dehydrating. She should be consuming water to sort of counteract.
I think Azad at this point just holds out her bracers and goes, "But look, I made this."
Should she be maybe in a padded room?
I just need a nap. Honestly, a nap would be so nice.
If thou would be so kind, it is a matter of great urgency and importance that we speak to young Reverie.
All right, y'all wait here. I'll go see if she wants to talk.
Do
to
you have a couch?
I'm not sure I want to let you into my house. I've got children. No offense.
Please.
I
It-
also have children. If that makes
That's
that doesn't
much,
make it.
much more concerning.
I know how this sounds, right? I'm really tired.
If you all can make sure that she doesn't do anything crazy,
Thou hast my word.
all right, come on inside. He points to one of the couches, like, yeah, lay down there and maybe just take it easy.
I think that in like less than 30 seconds, Azad is snoring.
Cool. Cool. Bergen is going to sort of, gesture that you guys all make yourselves comfortable, and then head upstairs. Rev, you hear a light knock on the front door.
Okay. I assume I would recognize it as Bergen's knock.
Yeah.
If we're morning of the third day, at this point, she is probably mostly actually doing target practice.
Okay.
She's probably got like down her hallway. It's not very long, just like like living room, workshop, hallway to workshop, and like bathroom. Like she's probably just got a target on the wall at the end and is like standing as far away as she can and just practicing. Because again, this is not her thing, but she wants to be good at it because she doesn't want to be a liability.
Yeah,
but so
absolutely.
so she would hear it most likely, and don't know if she is showered. She probably has, because it's been a couple of days. She's probably showered. So she's just gonna open the door slightly, not a ton, just crack it. And she's just in like her normal like black tank with like her gray coveralls like tied around her waist, like stripped off the top and tied around her waist, and she's got the crossbow in one hand. Yeah.
Morning. Do you mind if I just come in quickly? I want to have just a private talk. I don't want to be out here in the hallway.
It's a little
Messy?
Yeah.
Oh, I will be so deeply surprised to hear that. This is my shocked face.
Yeah, I deserve that. Yeah, it's normal. Come on in.
All right. So he comes in and he closes the door behind him, sort of like clears off some stuff from one of the chairs and sits down, like clocks the target on the end of the hall and is like, that's new. This is new.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah,
to do with the group of people currently in my living room?
Oh, lovely.
It's the second time they've stopped by.
Well, thank you for running interference the first time.
You're very welcome. They joined us for breakfast. Rosie was thrilled to get to know them.
Good. How did the kids handle that?
Well,
She's clearly stalling with the small talk.
the children have never seen anything like most of them, so the kids were extremely excited. But they've been asking about you.
Yeah. I didn't really tell them I was leaving. I kind of just
Very out of character for you.
they went to bed and I couldn't sleep, so I came home.
All right.
What do they want?
To talk to you. They've got a number of large bags. It looks like they might be hidden somewhere.
That's new.
That's what happens when you go off someplace and you don't tell anyone you're leaving or not coming back. Not that I would know anything about that from personal experience, but
You talking about me or Rosie now?
I'm talking about you. Listen, Rosie and I have hashed that out. It's fine. That's in the past for the two of us. You, however, skipped out on dinner and didn't tell us.
I didn't know I was going to be... It doesn't
I
change
know.
it. I shouldn't have skipped on dinner.
You have a shell.
When Giovanni sent me that letter, I did not know I was not going to come home for dinner and going to go spend 2 days at a circus
He just
and then die.
Pulls his shell out and
spend
just like
12
waggles
hours
it
in
at
a
you.
different realm. Giovanni gave me a new one, and I have it, and I will. And she's gonna like dig through her piles and pull out one of the ones that she's been given in the past. Be like, I will keep this one on me this time. I will be better about it. I promise.
Okay. It's
I
we're
didn't
not
know.
mad. We
I
just
didn't
want
know.
to know you're safe. All right.
Well, I did come home and talk to Rosie.
That's true. Worth noting, you just said you're gonna keep this one on you this time. So
Yeah.
are you gonna go?
I don't know. I've never left the city, you know that?
Nothing wrong with leaving the city. It's a great place, but there's more of the world than just Galza.
This place is my home.
Sure.
This is the only place that I have ever had anyone care. And if my dad is out there somewhere, shouldn't I stay in one place so he can find me?
Or maybe should you take it upon yourself to go find him? I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life, but if you sit and you wait for things to happen to you, then you don't know what's going to happen to you. You're just going to wait for something to show up.
I already died once this week.
So how much worse could it possibly get?
It nearly got real bad. I nearly died in the dead place. That
But you didn't.
sentence doesn't really make sense.
No, not entirely. But you didn't die. And I heard you met your mother.
Yeah, because that's definitely one for the positives.
Not everyone gets to meet their mother after she's passed. There's something to that. Also, she's based on the conversation we had, it doesn't sound like she's necessarily gone forever, so...
Well, that is a whole different conversation. But it's not like I knew she was dead. So that was kind of a surprise.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like I said.
And let's just say that some of the folks downstairs didn't take me not handling that very well. And kind of made it worse.
I think I know who you're talking about, yes. Have you talked it out? You're both adults. She is currently manic, so maybe don't have any serious conversation with her. She like
Reva's gonna pull out her phone and her shell and open it. Be like, we came back from the dead after I nearly died and found out my mother was dead. And her first response was to slap me and start shouting at me. So I left.
There maybe
and then all I got was this, and she just holds up the "Are you coming or not?" Like that is the next thing I got.
Just looks like she's asking if you're joining them or not.
Yeah, there's no context here. There's no "I'm sorry I slapped you." There's no "Hey, could we talk?"
Do you think that it may be somebody who has clearly not slept in maybe several days might not be capable of handling themselves to the best of their abilities?
I haven't slept in several days either, and I'm not slapping people.
You make a good point. I'll give you that.
Oh, I hate one side to this story. It's making me so mad.
I know that that she's a little bit older than you, but have you considered maybe being the bigger person and extending an olive branch? Not letting things happen to you, taking charge, making things happen for yourself.
Where does that get me? It gets me dragged along on some nonsense she wants to do that's only focused on her goals and only focused on her problems and does not in any way, shape, or form consider the people around her. One of the boys downstairs, who I bet you has not even mentioned it to you, his family's in a jar.
Like, are they very small?
Yeah, life essence being sucked and put into a jar.
That's
His
bad news.
family is dying and in jars, and is kicking them around.
That seems
That's
very
a little
dangerous.
important as well. Yeah, huh?
Well,
But I bet you they haven't mentioned it because they're focused on her. Because she makes them focus on her.
This is slander. I will not have this.
I kept my mouth shut while you talked, ma'am.
I didn't say shit about you.
so
Is anything I'm saying a lie?
Yes.
someone mute Katie.
I support this conversation.
Look, you make some good points, but you're making them to the wrong person.
You just said she's manic. I don't know if this is the right moment to point out that she's a completely self-centered jerk.
Is she self-centered? You've not done anything to possibly warrant any kind of reaction. Look, Rev, you know I'm gonna take your
I
side.
left.
But she slapped you before that, so something happened.
Yeah, because she saw my reaction to my mom appearing as something that was detrimental to her getting what she wanted done. Her entire rant was about me being self-centered because I didn't handle my mother being dead well and appearing to surprise us well. And that it was detrimental to her getting something that would help her.
Have you had that conversation since?
You coming
No,
or not?
that's not that. Listen, we both know that conversing over shells when it comes to anything that's emotionally
No,
charged
and what I'm
is
telling
not the
you
right
is
way
that
to do it.
since you slapped me and ranted at me and I left, this is all I've gotten.
They did
That
try to
doesn't
show.
scream,
They did.
hey, I want to talk to you.
They did.
That screams,
by,
hey,
Viv.
you want to come do what I need.
Maybe it's worth having a conversation about it instead of saying no. And look, I've never been the adventuring type, but I've done some traveling. Rosie will tell you. Doing things alone is much harder. Having a team, even one that maybe is sometimes self-centered and sometimes bullheaded and sometimes absolutely full of shit, is better than trying to make things happen on your own. You know that that's the case because you know that your life got better when you met Giovanni and then you came and stayed here and then you had someone other than just yourself. But when it comes to something like maybe finding your father or locating your mom's body in case you do find a way to bring her back, we can't go with you. We've got the kids, we've got a business. Maybe helping somebody out so that they can help you later isn't the worst thing. Now, with that said, having died and come back sounds extremely traumatizing. With a couple of days to let it simmer, maybe you can have an actual conversation. Now, I'm not going to make any excuses for what is clearly a fairly brusque message, but it might be better to have in person. There might be more nuance. Or they might not. She might be fucking just crazy and selfish and an asshole, and then in that case, fuck her. Whatever. But the rest of them seem invested in your well-being. They wouldn't have come by if they didn't.
The rest of them are nice.
So don't let one bad egg ruin a whole meal. Also, for me to call her a bad egg feels like a little bit of a stretch. I don't know anything about her except what you've said. But I have kids, and I know that there's always two sides to every story, because every time one of them comes and complains about something the other one did, there's always some other piece of it that they're not telling, or they're forgetting about, and it's just part of what we do as humanoids.
They're all downstairs.
Yep.
God, that's a lot at once.
Could send them up to you one by one if you want.
definitely don't want them all at once. But like,
Is there one maybe you'd like to talk to first?
the cute one with the ears.
Oh, the
He's
tall.
pretty level-headed. Let's
The
yeah,
really tall one.
yeah.
All right.
Let me check in with him and see what the hell is happening and why there are bags involved.
Okay. What's his name? I've forgotten.
Bill.
Bill? All right.
Yeah, that's the one whose family is in jars.
Got it. Connection made. I won't forget that again. Okay. Do you want me to come back up, or do you want me to just send him up and the two of you can talk?
Nah, just send him up. I just want to see what the hell is happening first.
All right. It's gonna be okay. You know that, right?
I mean, yeah, worst case scenario, I come home and continue to build things in my workshop.
Yeah, just don't blow the house up. I heard some explosions last night, and it was very concerning.
I'll try and keep him to the daytime.
Okay.
I kind of lost track of time.
I know. I'll send him up. I'll send him with some food. You look gaunt. What's happened?
There was stuff in the fridge. I ate, kind of. It's only been 2 days.
Sure. He goes downstairs. So you guys are hanging out in the living room. The kids have once again sort of crowded around and are, still a little bit shy around a lot of you.
I think if there are children around, if I've gotten even a 10-minute power nap, mom brain's gonna kick in. And I'm gonna be awake and hanging out with the kids and not being quite so manic.
Make a fortitude save for me, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I can do that. What's my fortitude? I don't know. Okay. Oh. Can I use my hero point?
On this? You want to use your hero point on this?
I crit fail.
I think you're just asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
I just want to be awake.
You'll be fine. So Azad is snoring loudly on the couch. The rest of you are there and chatting amongst yourselves. Bergen comes down and comes over to you, Bill, and taps you on the shoulder and just sort of leans in and says, Rev would like to talk to you just one at a time. She's asking for you to come up first.
Just me?
Just you.
Oh. Okay. I'll come.
All right. Upstairs, first door on the left.
All right.
Upstairs. Hold on. Before you go, hold on 1 second. And he runs into the kitchen and he comes back and he's got a plate with some scones and got a thing of water, some juice. If you don't mind, just bring it to her. She forgets to eat.
She hasn't been eating either. Why don't these ladies eat when they're reclusive?
Beyond me, I couldn't tell you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So he's going to go upstairs and sort of very fluffily knock on the door.
Fluffily?
Yes.
Yeah.
You heard. You heard.
Yeah. Did I stutter?
Nope.
Did I stutter? Gonna fluffily knock on the door, bitch.
Rev?
She's you just hear it's open and she's clearly cleaning things up and moving things as you open the door.
Okay. Well, hey there. How are you doing?
And she'll spot the food in your hand and be like, I told Bergen I was eating the stuff in the fridge, but whatever.
No, it's not going to kill you, is it?
Ugh, no.
Holds it out.
Oh, God knows there's enough sugar in all of that. And how are you all?
Well, we've been up to various things, but I think for the most part we're doing okay. With the, possible exception of Azad for obvious reasons.
What obvious reasons? Or did she just hole up with that book and go a little dark?
She did hole up with the book for a little while. I think she didn't get as much out of it as she might have wanted. She spent some time making some armor or something, and then she had a lot of this brown Kofif stuff, and now she's running around, barely can stand up. She's sort of going through it.
Cool. What about the rest of you? You're I mean,
I think we are all a little bit worried for you and for the altercation that has happened between you and Azad, which I know you have also probably been thinking about and maybe hoping that she would come and apologize or try to talk to you or something. That makes sense, right?
I mean, it would have been nice. What the only thing she sent me was, "Are you coming? Coming where?"
Right. You're right. Well, you've
Bergen
met
said
her,
there were
right?
bags.
Um,
Why are there bags?
she has it in her head that we're gonna just take off from here and go, I don't know, to another city or into the woods or something. But
That's very
listen,
vague.
she has priorities that are in a strange place right now. And you know how she is. I mean, I've only known her for a few days, and I really have started to see. So I don't know how likely it is that she will initiate reconciliation, given that she's currently asleep on the couch, which I don't even know how she's sleeping, given how much of the coffee she had.
Who let her have that?
I don't know. Well, we all had it the first day. It was
Was
pretty
it,
fun.
was it the bugbear who's in love with her? Because that.
In love with her.
Oh yeah, no, the chef's in love with her. Giovanni.
Oh,
Chef,
that bugbear.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
super in love with her. That one.
Oh, yes. Well, I imagine it probably was him. Oh, that was not the best move on his part. If he really loves her, he should let her calm down.
Just passing the buck off on that one, huh?
My
Poor guy.
question to you, Rev, is what can we do for you to help you feel better about this group?
I mean, there's not a ton that y'all can do about me processing dying and finding out my mom died and then dying. Almost dying in the dying. And
yeah,
then
there was a lot of almost dying.
Yeah, and yeah, so that's really all. You know, I threw some shit. It's fine. That'll take some time, but it'll be fine. I really am fine with all of you. I just we all have things happening. Why are we going off into the woods or to another city? What are we doing?
Well, we haven't decided yet.
There's things here that might get us answers about the jars or about Mother. Why would we leave these resources?
Well, I think there's lots of places we could go to maybe find out more about these jars and about Mother and about all of this tomfoolery that is happening, but I think that's something we can all discuss as a group. And maybe if we all take the time to really advocate for what would be best for us, we can come to some sort of agreement and we'll be stronger together.
You know we're going to end up doing whatever Azad wants to do, right?
I know that it is a possible scenario, but personally, I think I might want to do something different. And maybe you can help us do something
like
different.
To know why your family is in a jar.
I would really like to know that too.
Yeah, and it feels kind of time sensitive. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen,
Fine.
I don't know how it's going to go, but I think whatever we end up doing, we'll do it better together.
I'll give her one more chance.
That is very
But-
patient of you. Thank you.
We'll see.
Listen,
That's all I can promise.
that's all you should promise. And, you know, if she ever gets to be a bit much for you, you can always talk to me about it. Or Corna. Corna's a very good listener. Even Al is, although he might be a bit gruff about it. But we're all here to help, you know?
Al left me a note that mostly focused on Azad's feelings and how I should take her feelings into consideration while I was processing my mom being dead. So that didn't feel amazing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, there's two sides to every story, but you know, you're on your side, so maybe you can just stay there for a little while and process.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm sure he meant well. It seemed like he meant well, and
He
just
definitely meant well. He doesn't always say
Did
what
it-
he means, I think, or he doesn't
Yeah.
always mean what is best. But he has the best intentions.
yeah. I mean, I don't have much food, but if y'all want to come up, we can at least talk about what we want to do without the children.
Yes, I love the
running.
children.
I can only imagine how they feel about patchwork.
Oh, they're very interested. They really like the stick. I thought they would be interested in the other stuff, but they really like the stick. Anyway, should I go get them?
Yeah, I'll see what I have in the way of. I probably have tea or something floating around.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much, Rev. Well, thank you. He sort of like sort of goes to hug, but then sort of just pats her on the arm and takes a little exit.
Amazing. Okay. So you guys are downstairs. A couple minutes. Yes. Patchwork.
If we're downstairs, I
Yeah.
would like Patrick to be like playing the hammer dulcimer fused to their belly and singing to the children and going, "If you're aware that you are joyous, clap your hands. If you're aware that you are joyous, clap your hands. If you're aware that you are joyous and you want to join the chorus, if you're aware that you are joyous, clap your hands."
Hey.
Wow,
That's a good song.
that was a great song. Hey everyone. Should we wake up Azal, perhaps? Does somebody else want
Due to
to?
your dedication is fantastic.
Somebody?
I-
Patchwork, do you mind?
What are we doing?
Waking up mistress, your mistress?
We shall do such a thing. And then like Patrick like moseys over to the couch and goes, "Mistress, mistress, mistress, mistress,
Not now.
Mistress.
Isabella. Not now. Mommy's
mistress.
sleeping.
We are Patchwork, mistress, mistress,
What?
mistress.
Hi.
Hello, greetings, mistress. We are preparing to speak to Rev.
Oh. Now?
Yeah.
Imminently.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh. Okay. Yep. Now sounds like a great time. She's gotta kind of sit up, wobbling a little bit, and get herself to her feet, and it's like, all right, to the Rev.
Come on, Azad, think about the children.
I'm thinking about the children. Yep. So I feel like as soon as she started napping, it's that thing where once you let the sleepiness come in, it's really hard to get it to go away.
And Azad, as you were like waking up, the children are clapping intermittently, completely offbeat, and singing some sort of song that you've probably
Okay.
heard before.
Well, I think that doesn't bother me so much because it's just nice to be around children.
but the getting up part is really not tickling my fancy in any type of way.
That nap hangover.
Yeah.
That nap hangover is
That
so
shit
real.
is so real. Yep.
Am
I've
I
tried-
still fatigued?
Oh, yes.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You need like a full night's sleep before that goes away. Maybe just like
Okay.
less unsteady though.
Upstairs? That upstairs. Yes? Someone point me in a direction. I need a little help here.
Let's go.
Okay.
I like drag
Correct.
Azad along. Like we're upstairs.
I'm gonna
Let's go.
sort of run ahead up the stairs to sort of warn.
Are you holding my hand and leading me?
Yep.
Rachel, how you doing?
Okay. Cool.
Okay, Rev, they're coming. Azad is a little tired. I don't know if she knows where she is. Bear with her, please. I'm begging you. Bear with her. Okay.
Okay. And I don't know if I have some form of speed electric kettle because magic, but I'll just pull out all the tea varieties that Bergen has made appear in my house over time that I've just been hoarding.
Yes. Yeah, you've got an arcane kettle for sure.
Yeah, probably will stick some like lemon ginger non-caffeinated tea in a mug to hand to Azad for when she gets in. And we'll let the rest of them pick their own. But like some solid like wake yourself up, non-caffeinated nonsense. Based on what I said.
Yeah. Cool. You all sort of file into a messy bachelorette pad, which looks like it may have been very frantically cleaned in the last couple of
Slash
days.
machine shop.
Yes. Yeah. Our son also making himself known.
Time for the suns to arrive.
It's filled up in his bed. Mine is being a good boy.
Are we taking a break in the middle just because he has to go out? And I don't know if I should do that now or if I should.
You know what? I've had to pee since 45 minutes before we started. So let's take like a 5-minute break now, get into this conversation. Sons can be taken wherever they need to go. And
Let it be known that as soon as Azad finds somewhere to sit, she will promptly begin napping again.
That's fair.
It's valid.
cool.
Makes sense.
Potentially
Probably-
into the tea, depending on if the tea has been given to her or not.
Is Azad still costumed or disguised or no?
Oh,
How
yes.
long does the
yeah.
hat
So-
last, Bill?
Oh yeah,
Where-
Bill,
where's
you
the
warn
hat?
me.
How long does it last?
That's
Yeah.
a good question. Let's
I believe an hour. Illusory disguise? Yeah, it's
illusory
an hour.
disguise 1 hour. Yeah.
Okay.
We,
So
it's-
probably still
Still very much
looking
in
like
effect.
some random lady on the street,
Hmm.
Yep.
a woman of the streets, if you will.
She was not. She was
Agatha,
just a
what are
woman
you doing
out
here?
and about on the street.
All right, everybody. We'll see you in about 5 minutes.
I
Yeah.
also need to use the bathroom.
Hey.
Hey.
I just threw you out, and you somehow weaseled your way back in.
Like cucarachas.
Unbelievable.
All right. So we're back. You guys are filing your way into Rev's kitchen. Zeki, your video is MIA, just an FYI.
He knows.
Oh, okay,
He
wonderful.
knows.
MIA, FYI, PFP, POV,
LOL.
DMV.
JK.
Yeah. So as you guys are filing in, there's just the like rumble of thunder in the distance, and what was a bright sunny day as you guys look out the window begins to darken. But you're here. There are conversations to be had. I'll leave you to it.
I'm asleep in my tea.
If Azad truly immediately falls asleep, Rev will just like go to hand her tea and just like eye roll and put it down in front of her.
My hair is like dipping into the tea a little bit.
So, what are the proposed plans of action today?
I think from her slumber,
The gap.
woods, warehouse,
Anybody? Any ideas?
woods, warehouse.
Perhaps young Reverium, that is Lady Azad in magical illusions. Don't mind.
Yeah, I kind of trusted you not to just bring a random stranger in, but it's nice to have that confirmed.
Yeah, she did sort of just take my magic hat.
Why? Yeah, why?
You offered. That's not okay.
All right.
Why did you think she needed to... Okay, I'm not gonna ask. It's fine.
A lot.
Nasty Man Rex is likely afoot in the city, so a disguise
good.
was necessary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you, Patchwork.
A lot has transpired since the last thou hast met with us.
Well, okay, like what?
Well, we have found that there are missing children, and perhaps locations where we can find them. And this may all be tied to Mother and seemingly Rex. We found that Rex is here, possibly at one of his factories. Very strangely.
I want to sleep so bad, but also I can't listen to a conversation and not add context that I have. So I feel like
Did you say all of that out loud?
Yes. So I feel like it's just really important to point out the fact that we think that Rex is doing weird shit with the forest, and that maybe some of that weird shit is connected to the warehouse, and therefore there's a lot happening in the warehouse. Alternately, go to woods, find patron, make patron better. I don't know.
Alternately, we could investigate the guards, the city guards, who may have more evidence and clues, Corna, from the circus.
We did leave the circus investigation quite dangling, did we not?
I believe we did. Patchwork.
Can I say, if children are being murdered, that feels kind of pressing, and if jars of family
Are
members
children
are
missing or being murdered? Those are different.
well, it's
And-
probably a little column A and a little column B.
Cool.
Um,
Delete a little bit there, Al. but
Yep,
okay.
yep. And I just feel like if we can maybe find some information about the forest in the warehouse, maybe we can take that to the forest. But again, I'm basically asleep, so tell me what the plan is, and I'll be cool with it.
Perhaps, since
That's
we
a
are
complete
here,
lie.
will you be fine with it?
Just lying through my teeth.
Perhaps, since we are here in this city already at this moment, and where we would be going to the factory is in fact quite far away, we just take a little gander. at the city guards and see what we can see.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Yes, you do.
So, what if one of you goes and talks to the city guards and I take a full solid 8 hours to just... How does that sound? We like this
Perfect.
plan? Cool.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Surprisingly healthy, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, and then if Rev's coming with us, I have to make the... Oh, okay. All right, then I'll need 8 hours
here.
plus.
Right here.
Yeah,
You're in my
no, I know.
apartment.
I just didn't know if you were coming, so I didn't make you the things that I was gonna make you, but now I have to make them, so give me like 12
What?
to 14 hours.
Things.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think I
I'm so
need
tired.
things. So don't make me things. I don't need things. I made my own stuff.
Yeah, but it's and I kind of just hold out my wrists and I'm like, they're very nice. You should have some. I made them.
Well, why don't we see how you feel after you sleep?
Uh-huh.
Mistress, your functioning powers are becoming more and more tenuous.
I know, but I want to be part of the plan. Plans are my favorite thing, and I don't want to miss it, because if I miss it, someone might do something wrong, and then we're all dead, and I don't want us to all die, so therefore, I'm gonna... And she's saying this with her eyes closed and, like, her head, like, on her lap, basically. So until we have a plan, I will be awake, and then when we have a plan, I will go to sleep.
Feels like y'all are not gonna be able to get her home. My room's clean because I don't sleep in it much. It's just down the hall. If you want to just put her in there for now, and get her to use like articles and prepositions, maybe in her sentences.
And I'm gonna pull my toothbrush out of my pack and be like, I knew I brought this for a reason. Always come prepared, people.
Mistress made us pack all of our possessions before coming here.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Picking up that's quite personal, young corner.
Yeah. No.
And I'll awkwardly walk on over. A big, pardon me, and scoop, just scoop her up in just one big scoop, and then kind of holding like a newborn out like Simba, and carrying her to this bedroom.
Thanks. And she's just out, immediately out.
If the door is unlocked and I can get in, I would Alistair places her on the bed and gently, with like his large nails, well manicured, place the blanket over her and kind of tucks her in.
Do you have any like stuffed animals on the bed, Rev? Or are you not a stuffed animal girly?
No, I don't think she does, because she didn't have anything in child. Like she didn't have anything as a kid that she would carry through. Like if anything, you probably have to like the way that like if you don't finish putting your laundry away, it's on like half of your bed. You probably have to like. There's probably more like clothes and like a couple screwdrivers in there somewhere.
I think that Azad sort of like in her sleep grabs like a bundle of that laundry and sort of cradles it in her arms and just kind of falls asleep holding onto the laundry.
It probably smells a little bit like metal, but that's fine.
That's okay. She's asleep. She doesn't notice.
And then
Cool.
I'll head back.
All right. So, do you guys then want to make your way to the city guard and see if you can't get some additional information? Those of you that are conscious.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
Um,
I'm gonna stop on the way out
mhm.
and warn Bergen that we have left her asleep upstairs by herself.
Okay.
I'm also going to lock my workshop and put my take my key with me, so she can't like sleepwalk into it or get any ideas with my explodey stuff.
That seems like a wise decision. Yes.
And also, Alistair will walk up to Bergen. Also, the Lady Azov may not look how she currently looks now. A young Patchwork, are you able to produce a what do you call it? Catalog of what Lady Azov originally looks like?
We have many accounts of cataloged mistress, and like Patrick pulls out like a scroll of Azad, and like in one face she's like yelling, and in another face she's like smiling, and in another one she's just like drinking a coffee. Like Patrick has a lot of drawings.
This
of
one, she's just like
Azad.
unceremoniously picking her nose and
Yeah,
looking like
while looking at a library book, like just like Patrick's been around Azad a bunch, so it's like we have cataloged the mistress in many modalities.
And this is how Lady Azad normally presents herself. So you're not alarmed.
Thank you very much for that. These are quite a series of drawings, catalogs.
We apologize that we have not cataloged the mistress while slumbering. That would likely be the most beneficial given the circumstances.
Well, I have to assume that if she makes her way down here, that she'll look more like one of these than. So I think.
Correct. The mistress will be awake.
I think you've done a phenomenal job. No. You know what? I'll send Rosie up to check on her at some point then, and I'll avoid it, because if anyone can handle being slapped, it's Rosie. I'm a little bit more delicate. Well,
we thank you, husband Bergen.
Thank you, friend Patchwork. Or
just Patchwork.
I remember. As always, lovely to see you. We'll keep an eye on her. Just let yourselves in. I'll leave the door unlocked. You just come on back in when you get back.
We thank you. Farewell, small children. Remember to stay aware of your joyousness.
They all go and then run off. Cool. So you guys head out. It has started to rain. It has gone from a like lovely day to quite a gloomy one. It's maybe a 15 or 20 minute walk to the nearest guard station, where they direct you to like the central post where they actually keep evidence. So it takes another, half an hour-ish by the time you get there. You arrive. You don't see any familiar faces, but there is, there's a person sort of checking folks in. Like a middle-aged woman with like a big mole right here, and just like one long hair growing out of it, sort of curly hair, drawn up tight, and like a somewhat ill-fitting outfit. And she looks up as you come in, just, "Can I help you?"
Before we get up to her, I think Rev would look at the other four and be like, "Did Giovanni give you like a name for who to ask for? Did he tell you any of his contacts in the city guard?"
We knew one of them, right? This is me, Katie, above the
yeah.
table.
Who we fought the big monster thing with. What's her face?
Yeah. Captain.
She was sick. I liked her a lot.
I don't remember her name.
I saved her
To be
life.
clear, Rev is this is Ryan fishing for finding out that Giovanni has been missing for days, because she does not know that. So she's like, "Oh, did Giovanni give you things?" So that they can go, "No," and I can go, "Well, why the fuck not?" Cool.
No, not.
We have not seen Giovanni in many days. But did husband Bergen tell you, Mechanic Rev, that you live at the domicile with us?
No, I live where you just got me from. That's my home.
You may also live at the domicile.
Sure. feels kind of not like a fight to have right now. What do you mean you haven't talked to Giovanni in days? Did anyone text him? Pebble him?
Well, he's probably
Hurl
doing,
him.
Sounds like minor stoning.
he's doing busy important stuff, right?
Imagine if every time a message came through, you got hit with a little pebble.
Just like one, just like small, just like in the
Just
side of the face. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh, I would make so many people so upset because I'm that asshole who like does the short text and then like
Me
the other
too.
text. Like I don't do paragraphs. I do like,
I
hey,
suck
yeah, I
at
got a
that.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be
And to that
pummeled.
point, what do you think about this idea?
Uh,
I hate
I
that so
mean,
much.
do we know he's doing? Are we sure he's okay, or did he, like he's looking into this stuff too? What if he's gone? Okay. Cool. Why don't one of you go talk to her, and Rev is gonna like hang to the back and start texting Giovanni.
Cool. I don't remember the captain's name, so we're gonna just.
I don't either, and I'm looking for it, and I don't. It's pretty far back.
It was
so
it
I
was an
don't know if I'll
offhanded
find it.
comment. I said it one
Yeah.
time and then I promptly forgot it.
I don't know if I'm gonna have it.
I'll go back
You
and
know
I'll.
what? Whatever it is, one's gonna be the first name and one's gonna be the last name, and however that shakes out, that shakes out.
I'll go back and find it. You guys can just call her the captain for the time being. I'll find out what her name is, and I'll have that ready for you guys for the future when we need it.
Great.
Can I help you?
I think so. People seem to like you.
Yeah.
The small detective asks many appropriate questions.
I agree.
Yes.
Are you just talking to the receptionist? I can't do this. I can't even watch this. I'm gonna die. Okay, it's
The
fine.
circus. Ah, okay. She looks over the table at you. The circus massacre. I don't think that's what they're calling it. Why are you asking? What are your credentials? Your real credentials. I think at this moment, the captain walks in and sort of like in from behind you guys, actually, with several other folks having just like been on patrol. They're all drenched and look very soggy. And she sees you all and sort of cocks ahead and looks over the receptionist. Is like, they're fine. Just mark them down as my guests, and looks at you a lot and says, "It's been a bit since I last saw you. All look relatively well, although there is one fewer.
She's
Nothing amiss?"
sleeping. Oh no, she's. You know those creative types. They just stay up at all odd hours on that coffee stuff, and then they crash.
I am familiar. Yes. What? Please, come join me in my office. She sort of like ushers you all in, takes off, like the plate that she's wearing, and like begins to dry it and whatnot. There's a couple chairs and like a couch that you guys can sit on in her office. It's pretty spacious. And she's like, "So, good to see that you're all well. Can I help you with anything in particular? I have to imagine you're not just here to say hello.
Oh, unfortunately not. We were hoping to find out if there were any updates with the circus massacre.
No, unfortunately. We were told to halt the investigation.
By
Came
who?
from well above my pay grade. Came straight from the top.
Well, who's at the top?
The mayor.
You're saying the mayor shut this down?
I am. Said it was a closed case, totally isolated. Nothing further to look into. It's just some bad apples causing trouble. And that's as far as I got.
Is
I
there any
see.
stuff left from the tent or the location of the fight?
Oh, the
that we could
evidence?
look at?
We heard there
Yeah.
was a lot of evidence you took before the circus left.
That is true. It was all taken, and then she sort of like, you see, she like gets up and goes and like looks out the door and closes it, and then shuts the blinds. All of the evidence was taken. However, I managed to copy some of it down after hearing that the investigation was being closed. I don't buy that it's an isolated incident. That doesn't make any sense. No peddler of exotic anythings does so as an isolated incident. That doesn't track.
Yeah, you don't accidentally get a Drake.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Since the case is closed, it should be all public knowledge then, right? In a truly fair and transparent democracy.
Yeah, you would think. You would think. But having power seems to corrupt even those who had best intents at some point in their lives. However, I can give you the copies of what I was able to snag before it was removed. So
That would be ideal.
yeah, okay. To be clear, if anyone finds this, you did not get it from me, because that would not be good.
We are very discreet.
I
Understood.
appreciate that.
Patchwork. Close your eye.
I take the papers
Mm-hmm.
and okay.
Patchwork, open your eye.
And I hand you the evidence papers.
I just found these. Just randomly in the garbage can.
We will hold on to them for safekeeping. These items that you have found, small detective, in a garbage can nearby.
Just another clue.
An important clue.
She looks incredulously at the rest of you and is like, "This is this working? Is this for real?"
I think it'll work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And their whole thing is keeping records. It's basically like having it preserved forever.
nothing I'd like more.
Do you know where they took the evidence to? Do you think it was like a warehouse or something?
It was confiscated, so I don't know. It may have been destroyed for all I know at this point. Which, given where orders are coming from, seems likely.
Yeah.
No one likes a paper trail. I like a paper trail, but I'm not doing anything illegal. Because I would never hand over evidence of any kind to anyone who wasn't directly involved in an active investigation, because I don't hang on to evidence that isn't involved in an active investigation.
Of course not.
We perceive
Why
that
would
you
you
are
do
quite ethical at your job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just so you do know, the evidence that I had previously before the investigation was closed came from two different locations. One was the sort of the leftovers, what wasn't destroyed in the fight from that, like the main tent. And then there were two tents that were left abandoned. One we identified pretty quickly as the sort of like the ringleader, but there was another tent that had was in a very different part of where sort of the private abodes were set up. Significant amount of juggling equipment, but appeared to have been left in a hurry. But there were some interesting pieces of information there that were very similar to what we had found in the original tent. Unfortunately, it's all gone now, so I cannot give you any further information. But I do appreciate your concern, and I wish you the best of luck in not any further pursuing this, because that would be a terrible choice. And I would be personally required to dissuade you from doing that.
Understood. We'll be on our best behavior.
Wonderful. Now, is there anything else that I can help you with, seeing as I can't provide you with any of the information you're looking for?
Yeah, this might sound weird, but you're not new to this city.
Lived here my whole life.
Have you noticed anything else weird? Things that on their own might not be a cause for concern, but I mean, like, instances of high level magic that you were unprepared for, weird areas where groups of people are dying for unknown reasons, or sick for unknown reasons, or just things that on their own might not be concerning, but does anything feel off?
That's an interesting question. Well, aside from circumstances in which you were all involved,
Other than those, yeah.
other than those, nothing comes to mind. But mind you, I'm only responsible for one portion of the city itself. I can ask.
Yeah, I mean, if anything comes up, I'd be curious. But you don't. You were at the circus on duty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what other events are going on? Are there any like high-profile folks in town?
High-profile folks in town. There is.
Mayor got any buddies around?
I'm not privy to the exact comings and goings of the mayor, but I do believe that there is some sort of a collection of entrepreneurial types, heightened security in the city center, specifically like the palace. I've had a number of my direct reports pulled for the week to provide additional manpower, as it were.
Cool.
Yeah. Does it mean anything to you?
No, I was just no. I was just curious if there were any other large gatherings like the circus of folks that could cause mischief.
Not to my knowledge. I mean, as you well know, we're only maybe 3.5 weeks out from the solstice celebration, which is, of course, a large event. We will, given recent events, have a significantly higher number of guards and probably deputies assigned to keep watch. Don't want a repeat of recent events.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That would be rough. Cool. If you think of anything, let us know. Yeah?
Sure. Well, I don't have any of your contact
Revel, like,
information.
grab a post, like a random scrap from her pockets and write down her code, number,
Or
shell pattern.
sequence. Yeah,
Shell pattern.
yeah. She takes it and she, rather than like putting it anywhere else, she actually like sticks it inside her like the bracer that she's wearing. She's like, I appreciate that. I will keep you all in mind.
Yeah. Have I heard anything from Giovanni?
You. What did you text him to, or what did you?
Just kind of a generic like,
skip him.
hey, the others said they haven't heard from you. Like,
Girl.
what's up? Are you okay?
Yeah, you get a quick response back. He said, totally fine. You have to handle a couple of work things that are remote. She'll be back
Does
soon.
this sound like Giovanni? Like it sounds like the way he would have phrased things in the past.
Yeah, this is not unusual.
Okay. Cool.
Because of like what he does, which is sort of, this like on the sly pulling of strings. There's a lot of times when he's like gone away and has been able to like fill you in when he's gotten back, but it's just like I don't want to risk somebody like getting their hands on this and giving information away that I don't want to be giving, or like the name of somebody that I don't want out, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Cool.
He says like, thanks for checking in. Let's chat when I get back.
She just like thumbs up. Sit. Cool.
Sweet. While you guys are away and wandering around looking for the guards and eventually meeting, actually you see the woman at the front desk had a pin. It says Rosalind. Razalyn. Azad. You are maybe an hour into your nap. When you feel someone sit down gently on the bed next to you, and just sort of like lightly rub your forearm. Well, that's a strange noise. You awake, lass?
Yep. I'm awake now.
Good. We have a chat.
Right now?
I'd like to right at this moment, yes, if that's all right.
Oh, okay. How long have I been asleep?
Well, it's been maybe a little bit less than an hour since everyone else left.
Oh, great. Yep, that's just the amount of sleep I needed to feel awesome. Can I have like caffeine or something if we're gonna have is this a?
She hands you a cup of coffee.
Okay, thank you. Awesome. Okay.
The children told me that you hadn't had nearly enough coffee today, so I thought I'd bring you some.
Oh, they did. Excellent.
I realize now that they might have been fucking with me, but here we are.
I've pretty much only had coffee for the last 48 hours. This is fine.
She takes the cup away and gives you...
No. I really just... If we're...
Withdrawal.
Listen, if I don't have it, it's just going to be worse for both of us. So
That's
I'll
fair.
take the coffee.
That's fair.
Is this... Can I just... I want to level set really quick. Is this a talk or is this a talk?
Dear, I am far too old for talk versus talk. What? I don't...
How much of my brain needs to be turned on right now is really what I'm going for.
Just as much as you'd like to use.
Okay. Hi.
Hello. Your friends came by the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for Marev.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't here.
Yeah.
But I did hear not insignificant amount of conversation about the two of you having a bit of conflict.
Mm-hmm.
You're a mother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Rev isn't my daughter, but she's my daughter. Understand? So
Mhm.
I have a sense of who she's traveling with, except for you. And I'd like to figure out a little bit who you are and have just a short conversation, woman to woman.
Mhm.
What's the conflict between the two of you? And why haven't you been able to squash it?
Well, answer the second part first, which is that as soon as anything was said, Rev left, so I have not had an opportunity to have a conversation with her.
You did slap her.
I did slap her because she almost got all of us killed. So,
Well, that's
felt
an interesting piece of information.
yeah. And you know, I acknowledge it was not the most mature reaction that I could have had in the moment.
Good to hear that.
However,
Mm-hmm.
when everyone else is putting their life on the line and you are actively doing things that put the people you are with in danger,
Like what?
well, let's see. Making a lot of noise when we are trying to be stealthy, not taking a weapon that she could have used to help us in battle and instead doing pretty much nothing to help us in battle. This part I understand, but you know, having conflict with someone who in the moment was there, yes, it's her mother and it's complicated, but in the moment, we needed to act as a unit, and Rev decided that she did not care about the unit. And I get that she is young, and I get that she was going through a lot. However, that's not an excuse for putting everyone else's lives in more danger.
You did ask everyone to voluntarily die to help you.
Correct, and I told Rev she did not have to come. Also, to help me is a bit strong, considering this book is going to help everyone and not just me, considering that it's something that, you know, Mother used and that I think Al could benefit from, and I think that Bill could also benefit from for the forest, and Corey for his patron. So
you have no personal investment.
Oh, I
in it.
absolutely have a personal investment in
Okay,
it,
so
but
it's
I'm
not
saying
fully
it's not.
altruistic.
No, but I'm not saying that I'm the only person who benefits from it.
Okay.
It's not as if I said, Rev, help me. I need you to die, and no one else gets anything from this. I said, we need to do this thing. If you want to come, you can come. And if you don't want to come, you don't have to.
Interesting.
I know that I'm headstrong and that there's a lot that.
It's not the word she used to describe it, but sure,
well,
go ahead.
that's not the real. Okay, no, I'm older. I'm the
poking
It's
fun
fine.
at you. It's fine.
I know how I am. But when it comes down to it, I will do what I need to do to protect the people that I am with. The only exception to that might be if my children are involved in some way, but again, that's something that I know. I am very self-aware. I was a lot older than Rev when I was Rev's age.
Yes and no. I think you are older in different ways.
I know I was hard on her. I know it wasn't fair. But also, if I'm being completely honest with you, I need to know that we can have her around and that she's not a liability. Because I'm not fucking around when it comes to my kids. I know for sure that Al isn't fucking around when it comes to Mother. Bill needs his family to be safe. Corey's patron might die. And I don't want to be traveling with someone who's going to put themselves before that.
It sounds like you all need to have a conversation about why you're together.
I don't know why we're together.
Sometimes, strange times make for strange bedfellows. And sometimes you don't know right away.
you don't know any of us. Well, besides Rev, but
Hmm.
do you think we should be together? I mean, are we all just sort of diverting from the thing that matters the most to us? And
I have a question. To answer that
I
question.
just asked you a
I
question.
know,
But yeah,
I know,
that's fine.
I
That's
know,
fine.
but I'm
That's
going to
fine.
answer. I'm going to answer it with a question of
Okay.
my own. Could you do it alone? Could you handle your shit by yourself, without help? I'll tell you. I spent near 2 decades out on the road with a party, much like what you're in. I'd never have made it alone. And mind you, I was easily the strongest and the most capable in combat, at least in hand-to-hand combat. But that's one facet of what you need to be able to do to get through problems. You
If your
strike me as very capable.
Yeah.
But solo?
If your kids weren't downstairs right now,
Mhm.
and you didn't know what was happening to them,
Mm-hmm.
what would you do?
I'd kill everyone who got between me and those children. You couldn't put any barrier between me and them that I wouldn't
What
find a
if-
way to rip down, go over, through, whatever it took.
What if there's a really fucking big barrier?
Then maybe you need a couple of extra people to help you take it down.
Maybe.
If my children disappeared from downstairs right now, I'd pick up the hammer again. I'd find my friends, my traveling friends. And they'd help me because I helped them when they needed it. And they know that that's something you don't go back on.
It's been almost 2 years. Maybe I'm just not a good mom.
Is that what you're worried about?
Among many things, but yes.
Why are you separated from your kids? Is it your choice?
That's complicated. Yes, but no. If I didn't leave, I would have seen my kids once a month, maybe for 30 minutes. My ex gave me an ultimatum, which was either stay and let him control my life or go. And even if I'd stayed, I wouldn't have been able to take care of them or to see them, but I'm not sure that that was the right choice because I still left.
Well, I can't tell you if it was the right choice or the wrong choice, but if you weren't a good mother, you wouldn't still care.
Is that true?
I think so. You haven't given up. I've heard as much.
But I've been fucking up since day one.
Join the
I
party.
gave them the worst father that they could have. That's my fault.
Oh, it's your fault, not his.
Shared blame?
I've lost people in my time. And there is a significant amount of responsibility that I've taken on myself. However, when I put down the hammer and I took up a more domestic life, I started going to therapy to deal with it. Don't laugh, I'm very serious. It takes a lot to get through the shit I've seen. You ever crack somebody's head open like a watermelon with your bare hands?
No.
No, it's terrible, and it takes a lot of time to process the feelings that you have around what you've done. Feeling guilty is reasonable. Don't let it cloud whether or not you believe that you're doing the right thing, or that you made the choices you made in the circumstances that you did for the right reasons.
I just thought if I left that maybe I could do something to make it all better.
The kids, they're still alive?
As far as I know, yes.
Sounds like you've still got a shot. So, you can do one of two things. One, you can do something about it with people who maybe you have to work through some friction. You try and go it alone. I guess one of three things, really. You could try and go it alone. Or give up and wallow in self-pity for the rest of your life.
I need to stop mothering them, don't I?
Maybe a little bit. You're not that much older than most of them. In fact, you're younger than a fair number of them.
I know. I feel like if I'm not taking care of something, then I'm not a caretaker anymore. And since I can't take care of my kids, but I shouldn't. They don't need it.
That maybe the only person who needs to be taken care of right now is yourself.
That's so fucking deep, and I resent you for it, but
Thank
you're
you.
probably not wrong.
I'm definitely not wrong. At this moment, I need you to make a fortitude saving throw.
Why?
Because...
Don't make me. Okay.
Oh, that's not good.
Neither is that.
Okay. Cool. At this
11.
moment... 11?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, you both fail. There is a crack of thunder, and something comes flying into the window and explodes.
Okay.
The room is filled with smoke. You and Rosie are immediately knocked unconscious.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
And we're gonna cut back to the party.
What the fuck?
So,
My apartment.
hey everybody.
I
You guys.
fucking knew something was gonna happen.
I didn't get my full 8 hours.
Does being unconscious count as rest?
Am I sleeping? Did I get it?
Yeah, in a manner of speaking. Yeah, we'll see if we.
Screaming, just
Yeah, sure. That's what you're doing. Definitely.
You're
100%.
fully rested, but sorry, you're poisoned now.
Amazing. So, you folks are, after your conversation with the captain, you all, unless you have anything else that you'd like to discuss with her, can head out.
I don't think I have anything else for her. But as soon as we get outside, I want to turn to the others and be like, Rex is definitely at that meeting at the palace.
The penis man is definitely present.
Yes, that one. Correct. Yeah. And his seal's been all over everything. And if we tell Azad he's in town, she's gonna wanna, I don't know.
Mistress already knows the Rex is in town. That is why she took the hat for disguising.
Oh, you mentioned that. That's right. I forgot she wasn't just whatever.
It's just a fun.
We could just assassinate this dude, and it might solve like half our problems.
Well, Lady Azar needs her rest, and as do we. We wish
we can assassinate them tomorrow.
when we're at full strength.
Yeah.
That seems to be the wise decision.
I mean, she's not with us. He doesn't know any of us. let's go
Right.
walk by the palace on the way back to my place and get some information. Like, how long is that going to happen? And then maybe we just assassinate the man.
I think I really think that Azad should be there for that.
And I do also think that thou shalt not kill, maybe apprehend, perhaps.
And
mean-
if he doesn't know who we are, we better not go over there and show them now to ruin our chances later.
We do possess much evidence that could be useful to be poured over when all of us are
Yeah.
together.
Wait, what does that even say? The sheets that you took pictures of. What was on it?
Before that, Patchwork, do you have the note that Rex gave Azad? The one that we were supposed to not read?
Hey,
was a
GM, did Patrick take the note? Should I roll for that?
I mean, you guys definitely you snagged it.
We snagged. I just forget who like ended up with it. 'Cause
I-
I feel like Patchwork should be like the keeper of those types of things.
I think it's reasonable, given the precedent that's been set by the group. I think it is very reasonable that Patchwork would have it. Yes.
We possess it here with all of our catalogs of the mistress.
Perfection.
Here,
There's just like a superimposed photo or
Okay.
a picture of my face behind it. I'm just like the look on my face as I was reading the note.
Patrick having dossiers on all of these people, I need known is not creepy. They're not being creepy about it. It's just this is it. This is
Okay,
how.
but is it intent or impact that really matters, Rachel?
I don't know. How does it impact you knowing that this little being who catalogs everything has cataloged everything?
It's your job.
so
It's what you were built for. That's
Rev.
how Mechanic Rev sees it.
So, Rev, I see here it's blah, blah, blah. I know all of your friends and what they're doing. Blah, blah, blah. Children. I didn't talk. Our children are great. I don't talk to them. Blah, blah, blah.
There's a lot of blahs there, Corny. Could I just read that?
Sure.
Cool.
Here,
Oh, now Rev reads something.
I'll put it in the chat here. And Lee.
God, every time I read this, it makes my blood fucking boil.
Uh,
Do you want me to read it? I can read it out loud.
I mean, I mostly remember it from last week.
I just don't know if anyone's in
technically-
chat that
Rev
hasn't.
just technically doesn't know any of this.
That's
Yes.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Rev doesn't know shit.
What was that for?
Someone got
Ding,
someone
ding.
just got
Sorry,
a
I
pearl.
my cup with my pen.
Oh.
That's an
I was
amazing
like-
sound.
I was like,
Yeah.
did we just win something? What happened?
Yay!
So the only one that Rex knows about is Patchwork. The only one explicitly mentioned in this is your little
But
metal
the fact
friend.
that it was sent to Giovanni's
Giovanni's.
house says that he knows. He knows.
Yeah, he's obviously also just been watching, so.
Yeah. It wouldn't have ended up at Giovanni's if he didn't know.
we would like it made clear that we are not simply made of metal.
I know that, Patchwork. That's
This
just how
penis
he
man
works.
is incorrect in assessment of us.
He's incorrect about a lot of things.
This penis man. Amazing. Are you guys walking and talking, or are you sort of like standing outside in the rain?
Let's walk and talk back to
Probably walking and
Giovanni's.
talking. Yeah.
So, or to your place, Rev.
Yeah, if that's where
So
we
pick
left
up
Azad, we
Azad.
should go get her.
We should, pick up
Um,
Azad.
How
I just
far
want
is
to
it
be
from
known
my
that
place
I
to the
didn't
city
blow up
guard?
her bedroom. This is important information.
How far is it from my place to the city guard, roughly?
Sort of taking a direct route, it's maybe 25 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
While we walk, I am gonna text Giovanni and Jeffrey probably in like a group message and be like, and just try and get details about this entrepreneur thing. How long is it lasting? Is this like a weekend conference? Are they in town for a day? Who do we know who's there, etc., etc. Just like, hey, have you, like, you're tied into everything. What do you know?
Takes a couple minutes, and then you get a note back. Jeffrey's like, I don't know anything about this. Giovanni responds and says, yeah, I heard about it. Don't know like the specifics around who is going to be there. Like I've got a lot of eyes and ears, but they are being extremely careful with passing out like information of any kind. So I know that there's a few people in attendance, but I don't know who they are. And then a quick follow-up, which is like, does seem like a safe bet that he is here.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And he seems to be tied into everything that's happening.
Just get a response back, and it's lots of fingers, lots of pies.
Ew. Any of the information I have, just that, like, yeah, Giovanni thinks he would be there, and hey, these are the dates it's happening, I would share with everybody.
Cool. Yeah, it's gonna be like a week-long thing, or at least that's what they've been told. That's the information that's been passed out. Again, the attendees list is unknown, but you all have pretty significant reason to believe that at least one of these people is someone you know. Or at least one of you does. Yeah.
I mean, let's go talk to Azad, but I think at the very least we should try and find out some information about it. Even if we just find out who he's buddies with, that's a start. And if we happen to be able to shoot him, that wouldn't be terrible. I know you don't like violence, but like it would solve a lot of our problems.
Violence never solves problems. That's but a
Okay, well, what if we just kidnap him? That's not like he won't get hurt.
We have occupied this plane for many centuries, and violence often does solve many problems.
Spoken with experience.
All right. Cool. So you guys are just heading on back. When you round the corner onto the Rev's block, I need you all to make perception checks.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 ding, 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 ding.
15.
Woo!
Why is it not in alphabetical order?
Hang on, I'm mathing.
Okay.
7, 3, 24? 24.
Okay. Did anybody else beat an 18?
20.
20. All right.
24.
24. All right.
Wait, where do I find perception?
It would
Up at
be
the top.
in skills, yeah. Or sorry, attributes.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if you're looking at past
Initiative,
class
perception.
PC, perception.
Ah, got it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So we've got 22 24s, a 16, I believe. And
21 for patchwork.
oh, all right, cool.
Oh,
So,
it didn't roll like crap.
hell yeah.
Amazing.
As you guys round the corner, the first thing you notice is that a bunch of the windows of the house are broken, and there is like sort of like haze coming out of them. The door has been fully smashed in and is off its hinges and lying like split, sort of like bashed into the home itself. And there is a figure somewhat tucked out of sight, but you can see like the side of somebody's body, like a shoulder maybe, just in through the doorway.
Rev is going to go running
Okay.
while calling the kids' names.
Cool. As you start running and yelling, the figure steps out, and I need every single one of you to make will saving throws, with the exception of Azad, because you are upstairs,
I'm
unconscious.
taking a nap.
Yep.
Casual nap.
I just wanted a fucking 8 hour.
That is a
little
19 on the
rest.
die for a 28.
Okay.
27 for patchwork.
Okay.
28.
Cool.
Ooh,
23 for Alistar.
Okay.
10 for me.
10.
I rolled
Okay.
real poor.
Woof. But none of you beat 30. Okay.
I hate these high.
What?
Jeez. You
Uh,
got DM
Well, the
disadvantage.
19 on the die.
You got DM disadvantage.
that's not a thing for this, so sorry. This is a spell that is being cast. There is no advantage or disadvantage. that
Oh
can be
wait,
applied
did
to this.
I got bless.
You
What
are
does that
blessed.
do?
Yeah.
Everyone gets a plus
in our private
one.
chat. Yeah.
+1 for attacks and saving throws, I think.
Okay.
You and your allies gain a +1 status bonus to attack rolls. Oh, just attack rolls.
Yeah, okay. Not saving throws. Thank you.
Yeah, just.
Cool.
Yeah, that would have made it a 28, so it doesn't really do anything. I'm hanging on to my bless.
So this person throws their hand up, and sort of steps into view. Katie,
Yeah.
could you do me a huge favor?
No.
Could you tell the group what Rex looks like
Oh, right now?
right now?
Like in
As-
this very moment?
Like as he steps into the street and looks at them.
Yeah,
Oh.
he is a little bit over 6 feet tall. Pretty pale skin, but very, very built. Like it's like that sort of like you can see even through whatever clothes he's wearing that his muscles are like fairly massive. He's got very dark hair, almost like a boyish face, but not young looking so much as he's just got kind of like that boyish charm going at all times. He wears pretty much all black everything. I imagine he's got like a long oh my god, what are those called? Long coats that go below your knees.
An overcoat?
Is there a word for them? Maybe an overcoat.
Like a
A
trench
duster.
coat,
A duster?
kind of
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. Black duster with like some slim fit black pants underneath, really, really shiny black dress shoes.
So Harry Dresden.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And he has piercing green eyes that stand out and contrast from the rest of his sort of pale, dark aesthetic, as much of a contradiction as those two things are.
So this extremely handsome figure walks out and sort of looks at you all. From one, he makes like direct eye contact with each of you individually, one to the next. It's just like this like smirk playing across his lips. Well, well, well. What a surprise. I was hoping to catch all of you here at once, but this isn't so bad. We're just popping by, not staying long. We just had a few friends that we needed to visit, see if they wanted to take a trip. Lovely meeting you all, though. Let's see, we've got Corna, we've got Patchwork. You must be Billion. Alistar, I've heard about you. And Reverie. Well, I'm sure Azad has told you all about me. Good things, of course. Contractually, she's obligated to, of course. It's been lovely. I do hope that we can catch up at some point. Maybe I don't know, somewhere a little less public, but I have things to attend to. I have a meeting this week, followed by another. Things are just packed for me, you know?
Where's Mistress?
Oh, she's fine. She's upstairs, I think. Don't worry, she's a-okay. You know, it's interesting. I thought about bringing some scissors with me, but then I thought, a little too on the nose, you know? Figured I'd just make it hurt a little bit, play with you all for a little while, have some fun, you know? It's been a while since anyone had the nerve to say anything to me or do anything. This could be good. It could be fun. I'm not going to kill you all right now, just to be clear. I can let this play out for, I don't know, a week or two. I'll have a good time. We can make a game of it. You run and hide, and I'll seek you out. And then I'll let you run a little bit more. You guys have seen a cat and a mouse before, right?
Alistair runs up, just getting in front of everyone and says, "You have won. Thou hast one chance.
So
leave now."
I forgot to mention, you are all under the effect of a hold person spell.
Oh. So Alistair does not do that.
You are frozen in place. Yep.
Oh, so can we not talk?
I'm gonna say he'll let you guys talk,
Cool.
but only when he feels inclined to. I'll be like, oh, does anyone have something to say? Just show of hands. Oh wait, of course.
We
Can't.
perceive you really are a penis man.
Oh, that's not very nice. Yes.
With a 28, which was very close to the DC 13, could I have just enough willpower to just flick him off?
Yeah, sure.
One
just say, just like so slowly. He walks over and he just sort of like folds it back down and is like, I'll give you a couple more minutes to work on that again. Well, this has been fun. I've got things to do. You'll be stuck like this for a little bit longer. Be good now. I'll be checking in on you. And he sort of sweeps off, walking very gracefully. And as he does, he gets into this like long, sleek black vehicle that is like pulled up and around. And you guys watch as a large, heavily armored individual comes out dragging Bergen's unconscious body with a bag over his head and puts it into the back. And then you watch as two more people come out, each with children under their arms. And the person goes back in, grabs the last two children, and they all get put into the vehicle. The door gets shut.
Like visibly attempting to, like her, like it's the like can't scream but wants to just.
Yeah. Actually, I think Rex is enjoying this just a little bit too much. So I think he just stands outside, and as they get brought out, and he like sees you react, he kind of comes over and puts his arm on your shoulder. Too much? Is it too much to watch? I thought it'd be more fun this way. You know, send a bit of a message. Well, you know.
Do we get to re-roll these saving throws at any point in Pathfinder?
Not.
I don't think I like Pathfinder.
Ordinarily, you do. In this particular moment, for the flavor of the story, you do not.
100% blaming this all on Pathfinder.
That's fair. Yeah, Paizo, you did this. I didn't. I'm not responsible for the horror that is being inflicted upon her.
Don't blame Paizo for your sick brain.
And he just like pinches your cheek. He's like, "Well, you all have a wonderful evening. It's raining. You guys should get inside." And then walks over and steps into the vehicle and sort of gestures to the henchman. It's like, "Gentlemen, have some fun." Closes the door and sort of zooms off. And after a few seconds, you all feel your bodies release as the big armored individual draws a sword, hefts a shield, grins, and starts to advance on you. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Bro.
Oh,
Patchwork will rend this man from every catalog.
I was just like, I knew it. The entire I'm just like, oh my god. So far she seems good. She's safe. The moment you had someone sit down next to her, I was like, is that okay? Good. It was a friend. And then this happened. Oh my goodness. Great
Okay.
job.
Do we want to go offline and then come back for the talk back so we can
Process.
process? I know that Zeki, you said that you're sleepy, and I think anyone who doesn't want to come to the talk back, obviously, like, go to bed, do what you want to do. But we didn't have one last week, so I think it'd be good to have, like, even if it's just 30 minutes.
And
I mean, I think I need to keep it short.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Zeki, if you need to go, I'll put a StreamYard together and we'll just pop into that so that you don't have to worry about like leaving things up and running because that'd be a pain.
That would be awesome to do.
Cool. I will work on that right now.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Oh.
Thanks for a fun evening, guys.
Oh,
We're
you're
like,
mean.
thanks, everyone.
Wow, harsh.
But I think we'll cover where we can find everybody in the next thing.
Yeah, Zeki, where can people find you?
But you can find me on the tubes at Zektown here on Amateurish Productions and also on A Tale of D20s where I'm there a couple days a week as well. Make sure you go out and listen to our How the Fuck episode. We just got the first podcast episode for that out today, where we interviewed Susan Eisenberg here on the channel live. But if you want to like a little bit more of a streamlined, cleaned up version that was not a stream, check it out on whatever podcast apps you use in the world.
Whatever apps you app on,
except
you
for
should app on
Spotify.
over
Yeah.
to...
As of like 4/25/23, do not use Spotify. We're not accepted yet. They're very strict. So we'll be there soon though.
Cool.
But we'll see you all in like a few minutes.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. See you in a minute for the talk back. Bye.
Bye.